It's a fantastic morning. We welcome you to the ILT20 Continental Cup powered by Fancode. We're coming to you live from the Gahanga Cricket Ground on match day 3, and we're bringing you action of Botswana taking on Rwanda. A magnificent setup that we have right here, coming through from a land of 1,000 hills and straight through from the capital, a city blessed with magnificent views. As you can see, lush green grounds that we have here, perfectly posed for a fantastic nail biter of a game where we have two teams looking and searching for their first wins in this entire tournament. It's a round robin of 3 matches apiece. Maybe they can hopefully come back after this first round of games. I'll be hopeful as we wait the two teams to be lining up shortly for the national anthems. It's a good morning and welcome to match day 3. It's the ILT20 Continental Cup powered by Fancode. My name is Tawanda Eli and welcome to the pre-match build-up of this encounter where we take a look at the action that we are expecting today. I'm not alone. I'm with Davis Kroshani. Good morning, Davis.
Good morning to you, Eli.
Fantastic day that we have. We will have the first match that we're pitching, the host Rwanda taking on Botswana. Two sides searching for their first wins in this whole entire tournament. Some came close, some still afar off. Others are looking an improved side, while as others you can't really tell who will make it for them on that particular day. Davis, let's bisect the game that we have up earlier on. Two bottom seated teams. It's just a matter of how they have lost. Botswana will be slightly on top of Rwanda. What can we expect today?
I think for me, generally, you feel that Botswana, how they played yesterday, they showed a lot of character. They managed to get to that 150 mark, whereas they fell short by 30 runs. You want to feel that Botswana right now will feel like they are in a better headspace. Unlike Rwanda yesterday took a drumming, obviously, from Uganda. So they will feel very hard done. I would expect quite a lot of changes in that Rwanda outfit. But generally, we should be able to expect that the 51st Botswana ranked side internationally will be up against the 63rd Rwanda side, which obviously has dropped in the rankings. That should be an area of concern for Rwanda.
Will rankings matter in this match?
I think they will, and not just rankings, as we did speak about earlier. It's basically the attitudes going into this particular fixture. Botswana of the two sides will feel they're in a much better position and much better space, especially now that they finally got some runs from Regine Honde in the middle. You'll feel that Rwanda have a lot more questions that are still unanswered.
Now, taking at the two sides, both Botswana and Rwanda, any players that you would say are of note from their performances in the other two games we can look for today?
I think for me, the fact that Regine Honde in Botswana, alongside the captain Karabo Motlanthe, those have been the standout, you'd say, batters for Botswana who have done reasonably well. So they'll be hoping one other batter at least can put their hand up, probably Valentine Mbaso or Pereira Tarindu himself. If one of them can step up, Botswana will feel that they're getting to literally get their unity in order. For Rwanda, for me, I feel like they need some assistance from their fast bowlers. Their bowling conditions today, so I hope they can look to utilize them. If they can get Zapi to actually start to swing a few balls, strike up front, give Rwanda a chance, allow their spinners Nadir and I think Emil Uchiriza to come into play and make full use of the what you'd call the conditions here.
So those are the players to look out for in this first encounter. But that's not the only match that we have lined up for you today. There will be another match, the big one for the day, where Uganda and Nigeria face off in the afternoon. How do you assess that one particularly? Because both sides have looked so polished. Who do we look out for in that encounter?
Well, it is a top of the table clash, and you will say for me right now, Uganda slightly ahead, especially in terms of attitude. Last afternoon they put on the highest score in the tournament, and it wasn't just the highest, it was a very commanding and dominating display against Rwanda. So you feel Nigeria, for me, the fact that they batted so well to recover from 55 for 1 after 10 and managed to score 130 runs in the last 10, they will feel they have a certain amount of momentum. Nigeria walk into this tournament having been, of course, crowned winners in that qualifier in Abuja. So they'll feel that, for me, those two teams will have their headspaces in the right positions, but Uganda might have just enough to tip it against Nigeria.
Right, Nigeria pretty much a very young side, but Uganda, they have the experience and the arsenal. We will yet to find out what will be key in those games. Right, before we head out, I want to put you in a corner for this first game. If you win the toss, what would you do after assessing the conditions?
Well, the cricket logic dictates, because the overcast conditions, you bowl fast. But we've seen the last two match days, the teams that have bowled fast have actually not been able to win the games. So for me, I will go slightly against cricket logic, probably bat fast, get a few runs on board, and I'll look to defend it later on.
Batting first is what we'll choose. Let's head over to the toss and find out what the two captains decide to do.
Hello and welcome to match day 3, game number 5 of the ILT20 Continental Cup, powered by, of course, Fancode. The fixture today is Botswana, the home team, taking on Team Rwanda. With me here are the two captains, Karabo Motlanthe, the captain of Botswana, and Didier Kugimana, the captain of Rwanda, and Damasen, the third umpire, to officiate our toss. Karabo will do the honors. Head is the call.
Head.
It is. Didier, you've won the toss. What are you going to do and why?
We are going to bowl fast because the weather and condition, it is not good. The outfield is still wet, so it's better for us to bowl fast.
What department do you think you guys would love to change? Where have you guys gone wrong?
We've been struggling in the middle, so we set Orchidea to come in the middle to help us.
Any changes?
Yeah, 2 changes. Orchidea is in and Eric is in for Inyas and Lukundo.
All the best.
Thank you.
Karabo, you lost the toss. Did you go in your favor as well?
No, not at all. We wanted to have a ball today.
Okay, what do you make of this wicket? You've played on this wicket. You've lost 2 games. You've been given a task to go up in and bat. What total are you looking at?
To be honest, looking at the wicket, I think yes, in the morning it does do a bit, and it's a little bit doesn't come onto the bat as much. But in the second half, from what we've seen, it does come onto the bat. So I think a score of 150, 160 plus should be a winning score.
Have you made any changes?
Yes, we've made a couple of changes. Vinu Balakrishnan comes in as well as Boemo Kumalo, and then Tumelo Mpatani comes out and Reggie Nehonde comes out.
Okay, wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And that was it from the center here. Rwanda winning the toss and electing to have the ball first.
So that's the news from the center, that Rwanda have won the toss and they will elect to bowl first. Having a look at Botswana, Monarchs Castleman will be up at the top with Karabo Mutlanka. Those will be the two openers. They'll be hoping that they can get a good show today. They did show some glimpses of what they can be able to do. Valentine Bazo also will be looking for a key performance, trying to get back into form. Tarindo Pereira coming in the middle order. Vanu Balakrishna as well will be another essential part. Pamelo Silas, key member as well. Tata Onatose did show some bit of batting skills as he starts to make up that lower order with Katlo Pate, Moloki Moketse, the spinner, Alfred Khoisamang, the pacer, and Boemo Kumalo, who's being given a run in this tournament after the pulling out of Reginald Nehonde.
Oscar Manishimwe up there with the captain opening the batting. Of course, Eric Dusingizimana, the legend, back into the side is Neo Mugabo, and interestingly, Orchidea has been given another chance to see if he can make good use of that opportunity. Dayegi Musenge, Zapi Menyimana, Eric Kubgimana comes back into the side. Of course, Inyasi will be sitting out on this particular fixture. Mohamed Nadil, who has been very impressive with the ball in hand, alongside Martin Akayezo and the young Emiru Kiriza, the off spinner.
So Rwanda won the toss and they elected to bowl first, trying to utilize the conditions they said. Having a look at the standings so far, Uganda will be topping the log standings after the first. All sides have had 2 matches apiece. They've won 2, 4 points on the card, net run rate of 4.03. Talk about being healthy. Nigeria will be in second place. They have the same number of points because they've also won 2 games, but their net run rate is just 1.09. Meanwhile, like I said, Botswana and Rwanda still trying and searching. They are looking, they are hunting for their first wins. Botswana slightly ahead, better than right because they lost in a better way. Minus 2.67. Then Rwanda, bottom table, minus 3.97. They would want to do better because it's now just reaching around the minus 4 mark. The two openers for Botswana, they're ready to roll. Just getting through the psyche, preparing mentally. Songo Bob Bashir is the man that is with me in the commentary box. You're a batter yourself in your days. What will be going through your mind in this time before just going out there to bat?
Thank you there, Eli. I can't wait to get out there in the middle and try and see if I can, of course, use the conditions as well. We've seen so far in the third game how the wicket is playing. Third day, I beg your pardon, how the wicket is playing. All the teams that have won the toss and have elected to bowl first, it has gone the other way around. There's a way this wicket has been playing out superbly for the batsmen. I would love that man, of course, the captain of Botswana, Karabo Motlaka, and the young Munro to go out there and come out with a positive intent of scoring runs. Yesterday they did it, managing to cross that 150 mark.
Karabo Motlanga will be hoping for a better performance, as you say. And the captain of Botswana, Castleman, will be hoping that he can do better against what he did against Uganda in their first game. They're searching. Our 2 umpires have already walked onto the field of play. And that'll be Patrick Makumbi from Uganda with Enesi Abib from Nigeria. 2 seasoned men to stand just behind the stumps. You can see Rukiriza as well in the frameworks for Rwanda. Let's get a feeling how they will go about things.
You see the coach, Mahatlani Lawrence, there with the physio, having a chat. He knows this game means a lot to them. They are looking for that first win in this ILT20 Continental Cup powered by Fancode. An interesting pick there from Team Rwanda, giving a chance to the young Eric Kubgimana, one of the bowlers who knows how to play under these kind of conditions. He has some good spells in the local league here. Will be very interesting to see how he comes up with the game today. It is going to be Zapi Menyimana opening the proceedings with a new cherry from the airport end. He has a sleep in place. Eric Dusingizimana. Beg your pardon, that's Oscar Manishime in slips. For the left-hander, Karabo Motlaka, Isayi Nyomugawo in the deep here at fine leg, and the third man in play.
And those two fielders will be the ones that are out of the 30-yard circle. It'll be key how Rwanda operate within these first 6 overs. NSCB, the umpire, getting ready, looking sharp, and he says, let's play. Here we go, first ball up. Just getting a feel of bowl to the bat, Karabo Mutlanka.
Talking about the fielder from Karabo Motlaka, head to head. If you're just joining us live, they've played. This is their 5th time facing off each other. Is Botswana and Rwanda have managed to win 3 out of those 4. They would love to keep up with that winning momentum against Team Botswana.
Pulled away, too short. And what a way to open your count. You open up with a maximum. It is almost going into the other field. Karabo Mutlanka gets proceedings underway. Straying leg side to his powerful zone. Just helps it on the way.
What a way to get off the marker from the captain. Into the body, helped along with the pace, of course, allowing it to go all the way to the mound. Gets off the mark with the maximum. Missing his line and length is Zapi Menyimana and gets the treatment he deserved.
No better. Well watched and well left. Good comeback from the bowler. No, it's T20. A good start is always important, whether you have bat in hand or ball in hand. But on this occasion, Karabo Mutlanka, he slightly has a better edge over Zapi. He's got 4 more balls to try and make a good comeback here. But Botswana, they have made their intentions very clear. Too short, but just comes off the toe end of the bat. It's just be one. You rotate strike. And it'll be Monarchs Castleman will be on strike now.
Too short again on that occasion from Zafi Menyimana. Lucky enough, Karabo plays a controlled pull shot to keep it to only 1 run. A lot of changes in the field, of course, because of the left-hand, right-hand combination. He sticks to the fielder in the deep at deep square leg, and the third man is Zafi Menyimana for the right-hander.
Fully behind that one. Solid defense from Castleman. The field set that you just spoke about, it just gives you an indication that there'll be a short delivery that will come up, which is pretty much almost what the second ball was like, just to test your reflexes pretty up early.
Indeed, but again, they've been missing out on that trick every time they've gone short. They've paid the price, is Team Rwanda.
Full face. Hitting that area that is just between the good spot on the bat and just the toe end. But that'll be the end of the first over. 7 runs off the first over. Botswana have gotten their innings underway.
With no surpriser, it's going to be shot number 22, Eric Ubgimana, replacing, of course, the left arm Sima Inyas Nirenganya, coming in from the pavilion end. Spoke about how he is one of the bowlers who can get this cherry to move around. Utilizing the conditions up front can be Eric Ubgimana. He has a slip in play. A short fine leg and a deep square leg. Again, they're sticking to the same fielder for Karabo Motlaka. Putting that person in the deeper, of course, for that pull shot. But they would love him to ball that well-directed shot ball to Karabo Motlaka, who got off the mark in style with the maximum.
Oh, good ball, almost chopping it on. Unfortunate to be still standing there, Karabo Motlaka, because that was a good delivery. Trying to play it as late as possible. Man, he almost played it onto his stumps there. Good start for Eric.
Indeed, a very good start there. Almost getting into the left-hander. Lucky enough, of course, from the captain. Nearly chops it off. Chops it on his stumps. Soft hands again, played on the back foot straight to the fielder at mid-wicket, Daniel Gumisenge, who's been very tidy in that particular position.
Assessing the conditions, you get a feel that's what Karabo Motlaka is doing here. However, don't take anything away from the two deliveries that Eric Kubimana has bowled so far. He's been right on top of the mark. Quicker delivery. A good bounce is also showing that he's got good pace. Quick single taken. It's good strike rotation. You don't need to be bogged down a lot.
Smartly done by the captain, opening up the face, allowing it to go towards backward point. Bringing the young Munro, one of the players I reckon here in this tournament, who has the proper technique. One of the best techniques is that young man there, Munro. You could feel he's one of the batsmen who can only get himself out.
Munro, young lad there. Just 18 years of age. Gonna be wide. Straying down the leg side. And the first time that Eric Ubimana has strayed from a good start. Yeah, Castleman does hold a pose where you can sense that there is a lot of skill in that, a lot of talent. Still going through the processes of finding his feet. But he definitely looks like a confident batter. We saw him against Uganda. Scored 26 in that game. Has the ability to hit it on the up, something that is rare in top order batters. Uppish. He knows that everyone is inside the 30-yard circle. All he needs to do is to chip it over. And wow, he makes a meal of that one. And he will look at himself and ask himself, what have I just done?
Pitched up on that occasion. Very good shot there from Munro. But what have you done is Martin Akayezu, very guilty there on the replay. He was caught up in two minds.
Oh my. I'm sure he's asking himself, what did I do? And he's even holding his head there. He knows it. He knows it. He made a meal of that one. I hope you don't land on YouTube, my friend. In one of those snippets. Oh, looking to pull that one. And that's the strategy that Rwanda want to employ. They will pitch up a couple of deliveries. Then there'll be the short one. And that'll be quick and fast, trying to catch you unawares. Castleman will feel like he missed out on that opportunity. Still looking up to the heavens. He saw it as a scoring opportunity. I haven't seen him pull much. But all I know is that he loves driving on the up, like that shot that he played previously.
You'd feel on that shot ball, you'd feel he a little bit played it a little bit too quick, expecting the ball to come on to the blade. It's going to be Eric bowling his last ball of the first over. Not a bad over, of course, giving away only 6 runs. Plays it on the back foot. Run out chance. One of the best throws from the young Izai. They sneak in for a quick single to bring us to the end of over number 2 with the scoreboard rating 14 for naught.
Zapi Bimenyimana continuing into his second. Went for 7 in the first. Will have to do better. Pitched up. Driven comfortably. Gonna be pushed. And it'll run away for 4. Magnificent strike from Castleman. Showing his ability to use his feet towards the ball in hitting that one.
A very good shot indeed from the young Castleman. This time round as Zapi goes full. And driven powerfully between those two fielders at covers and point. Every time you ball in those areas, knowing you have two fielders outside the ring, you don't expect more.
Zapi struggling with the first delivery of each and every over that is bowled so far. Did well in the first over. First one was a dot, and the second one went for 6, and he starts off with a boundary. You want to curb that. Don't make it a habit. Playland again on the up. That's a good shot. That'll be 4. Neatly, sweetly timed by Castleman. Didn't try to hit it too hard, but just guided it into the gap. And he knew straight away that it would run away for 4.
A lovely shot there with on offer a little bit wider on that occasion. Plays it down to third man who had no chance whatsoever. Of course, it came out of the sweet spot of the blade of the young Castleman. Back-to-back boundaries here.
If I am to say, that was a delectable shot. Timing, placement, top shot.
Yet again goes to that fielder, but this time round plays it straight to Isai, a third man. But they will be very happy to keep the scoreboard ticking at these two.
Very much they will. What would be good about this is that Castleman has rotated strike. He's got 2 boundaries to his name in the over. Then he takes a single to get off strike. And what you noted first up, that it's a left and right hand combination. And so he moves away off strike. There's another better now you're looking to bowl to. You need to change your strategy because it's a left-hander.
In the air this time round, there's a fielder. And they will be racing away to yet another boundary. You could see the intentions are clear from Castleman, allowing his captain to have a go at Zapi Menyimana. Getting yet another boundary, turning out to be a very expensive over here for Zapi and Team Rwanda in general.
Good shot with an offer. Karabo Matlanka opens the face of the blade, going up and over. Timing it, knowing well aware that that's a safe zone. 1 bounce and it was over the boundary. This is a good over. 13 from it already. Becoming expensive as Zapi went for 7 in the first. And now already 20 against his name.
Into the block hole. Much better comeback there from Zapi Menyimana. Cramping him for room. Surprising him with that in-swing yorker. But again, when you look at that shot, that Karabo got a boundary off. You see Eric Kovgimana there at third man. He's a little bit finer. I would love to see him go a little bit wider to stand a chance, of course, for those uppercuts. Last ball to come. Driven powerfully, shot. Nobody moves. The chase is on, but I'll tell you that chase will be in vain. Lovely cover driver coming off the blade of the captain himself, Karabo Motlaka, dealing in boundaries. Is Team Botswana. It is 31 for naught after 3 overs.
A shot that shows a man oozing with confidence. The perfect description of a cover drive from a left-hander. Grass cutter it is. Retrieve it from the boundary, save your legs. And a very expensive over, that one. 17 runs off it. And it'll take Botswana to 31 for no loss just after 3 overs.
Kovgimana Eric to continue from the pavilion end. Left touch there from the young Munro to sneak in yet for another single. Direct hit, but he was well in. It was, of course, his call, knowing he's running into the danger zone.
Good running. Lovely running in between the wickets from Castleman. The minute that ball left his bat, he took off and made the call. The good thing is that the captain trusted the call because it was loud and clear. And he knew that he's not the one running to the danger end.
Talking about, of course, the communication between the two batsmen in the middle. We saw yesterday the talented Tarindu Pereira running himself out. And I believe he left 20 runs where they lost by 30 is Team Botswana. You do not want to get out, run out at the early stage of the innings. A full ball this time round plays it straight to covers at Nadil Mohammed.
A good start from the two openers for Botswana. Yeah, you talk about running in between the wickets. Calling is an essential part of it. Many may think that you just run when you hit a ball, but you need to make that call very loud and clear. Trust each other. And there have been many strategies of how to run, like if you're facing the ball within the V, anything that you hit in front of you, you make the call. Coming down the track. But still, they still want a fumble. You can forgive the fielder there. It's still a little bit wet because of the dew in the outfield. So fielders will tend to slip here and there. And that's what has allowed Botswana to steal that single.
But again, when you look at 33 for no loss after 3.3, this is the kind of way Botswana have been playing. On this occasion, they are now setting the target. I would love to see them now apply themselves more and get to that 60-run mark, 55 mark in the power play, without, of course, doing a lot of damage into their wickets column.
Many strategies are there when it comes to how to operate within the power play. The first over, many give it to assess the conditions. They pretty much did that. They only picked up 7 runs. And they saw what's on offer. And then in the second over, things started shaping up as well. The third one, my word. And they really went for it. Scoring currently is just nearly 10 and over.
Full on that occasion again. Up, high, and handsome. Monroe telling his captain, if he can do it, I can do it further. Getting a maximum offer. Eric Kubgimana will come in game in this ILT20 Continental Cup, powered by Fancode.
Top shot. Picked it up right on the up there. This time came off the middle of the bat and it went all the way right into that pavilion. He also opens his 6 account, that is Castleman. I think the message is now clear from these two openers. They want to make the most of the power play. They know, they are well aware that with pace on this surface where there's no lateral movement, you will go many a mile.
And of course, the captain earlier the toss mentioned how he wants to get to that 150 plus mark in this particular fixture. Full again into the pads, flicked away straight to the fielder at short fine leg. To the big man, Eric Dusingizimana. It caught him by surprise, but well enough. He kept it inside. And that should be the end of the 4th over. It is 39 for no loss. Zapi will be given rest as we see shot number 17, Martin Akayezu, coming from the airport end. Yet to see again spin in the power play for Team Rwanda.
Pace on. Still operating with a similar field. Third man. Deep backward square. Or very wide-ish. Or straightish. Fine leg. Great punch. I just get the feeling that Rwanda are trying different bowlers with the same approach, hoping for a different result. And what you're expecting here is that the bowler that you're choosing to come in with the same kind of strategy is a little bit more disciplined than the other one who started things off. Too short, pulled away. No, he hit the man at deep backward square. Just keeps it to 1.
Talking about the same approach Rwanda is using using pace bowlers. I would have loved the young Didier to come in with the left arm spinner Nadir Mohammed bowling against the captain, the left hander bowling it away from him to try and create a wicket. We saw when Botswana was playing Team Uganda, Frank Subuga came at this particular time and picked up 2 wickets in no time. You gotta think ahead.
Oh, quick on him. I feel that he played that one a little bit too late. He was already queuing that one up for the pull shot. And rightly say there, Bob. It's the same thing that our co-commentator here, Davis Krashan, is whispering to me, that spin would be ideal, especially with Karabo Mutlanka on strike, because on the 2 occasions that he's played against teams that have great off spinners, they've been able to get him out. Clipped off the pads. Not before. Fine leg is up. Sweet timing. Sweet piece of timing.
Easy pickings are for these two out there in the middle. They love pace honor, and they're making good use of that opportunity coming up front in the power play. Look at that, into the pads. Nothing ball whatsoever from Martin Akayezu, allowing the young Munro Kasoman to get yet another boundary to his name. Talking about spin coming in early in the power play, you gotta analyze your opposition side before you play them. Uganda brought in Frank Sovoga and picked up both of these wickets in the power play. Change of pace on that occasion, smartly done there from Martin Akayezu.
Outside the off stump, both will be thinking they missed out on an opportunity there. One will say, I missed out an opportunity for a wicket, I was close. One will say, I could have scored on that occasion. Because that's where he loves it, Castleman. The opportunity to drive, and he'll go for it. But it's not every delivery that you can be able to play that shot to. That'll be wide. Too wide, but still went after it.
Oh, he might be itching with himself. Is that man there on your screens, Castleman? Nothing but outside off stump. You could see the third man is a little bit finer. Would have loved to play it over Orchide at point. Very good pace, of course. Generating it from his shoulder is the young Martin Akayezu. But they would love him to be effective. Last ball coming from his first over after leaking only 6 runs. Change of pace again. Wait is the call from the captain. Run out chance goes begging. Misses it by whisker is Orchide Tuyisenge sends back. Munro is Karabo Mutlaka. It is 45 for naught after 5. Moving at 9 runs and over is Team Botswana.
Botswana have got to a brilliant start here. 5 overs done and they are 45 for no loss. Morris Castleman on 25 from 16, while Karabo Mutlanka is on 18 of 14. They are motoring this too. They are really pushing the limits of Rwanda in the power play, making great use of those fielding restrictions, but also they're playing according to their abilities. There is no shot that they've played that is outside of what they're capable of doing. Karabo Mutlanka, you give him width, he'll punish you. You pitch it up in his arc, he will send you. Similarly does Castleman. Spin introduced. Opportunity. Throw is to the wrong side. Nadir Mohammed is introduced. You'll get a feeling that Didier, the captain of Rwanda, suddenly has an earpiece from the comms box.
You wouldn't want to leave out a man who had an economy of 6 on that onslaught yesterday against Team Uganda. But again, they'll love to see him bring out all the experience. He possesses all the variations. He has is Mohamed Nadil. He has a sleeping player for the right-hander. There's a longer fielder. And there's Zapi Menyimana here at deep mid-wicket. Drops it shorter, flat bat it straight to the fielder at mid-on to cut it off to only 1 run. But you could see straight into the attack. They are not comfortable playing him.
Yeah. They're still trying to read Nadeem Mohammed. He needs to capitalize on this. He's trying just to slow down things here, because the rate they were going 10 and over, it would mean that they would end the power play around the 60 mark. This presents an opportunity when you have presented just 2 singles in the over to a team used to going for 10. This is what happens. Try to go for big shots, but this one is neatly timed. Not before, it was too short. Karabo Motlhanka rocking onto the back foot and send it over mid-wicket. Runs away for 4.
A very good shot indeed from the left-hander, the captain, rocking back, picking up length quickly. That shot delivery, allowing him to play it into the vacant region. Still 2 fielders outside the ring, bidding, of course, Zapi Menyimana covering from the deep square leg. On the back foot, but soft hands are straight to mid-wicket. Cruising, of course, at 51 without boundary for naught. It's going to be a very big concern for Team Rwanda. Yet to pick up a wicket. And these two are looking to be very well set and poised for a big total here. Goes full on that occasion, straight to point. Orkideti saying a run-out chance. And these two are running between the wickets superbly. The communication and the running.
Behind those tents. What a way to end the power play. 6 overs done. Botswana 58 for no loss. A partnership cruising. 58 runs from 36 deliveries. 32 from Castleman. 24 from Karabo Motlhanka. Magnificent contributions from these two. Yeah, really setting up a good platform. But this is only the first part of the game. Botswana finishing on top. They'll be happy now. They need to move into the second phase where the field will be slightly spread.
By the looks of it, it's going to be more spinner, the off spinner. Emiro Kiriza coming in from the airport end. Allow us to also take a short break. Welcoming Davis Karashani alongside Zed Khan.
Good morning and welcome everybody once again. This is Zaid Khan and alongside me will be Davis Karashani, my partner. And here is the scorecard so far. Team Botswana on 32 for the loss of 18. 24 of 18 is his captain, Karabo Motlhanka. Welcome to the commentary box, Davis.
Thanks a lot, Zaid. It's all happening here really at the Gahanga Cricket Oval on match day number 3. Botswana taking on the home nation, Rwanda. Just looking at the bowling squad there, obviously not much to write home about. Zapi, 2 overs gone for 24. Eric, his opening partner, has bowled 2 overs, gone for 15. Martin Akayezu has gone for just 6 runs in his first. Nadir Mohammed went for 13 in his first run. So now the captain has turned to Eric Ruchiriza.
Yeah, he's going to be looking for different solutions here. The Botswana batsman must be high on confidence, crossing that 150 mark yesterday despite going down as a losing side, but they showed some character against Nigeria, chasing down that high total of 186 runs.
Showed a lot of character in my opinion. I thought Obviously, having to being tasked to chase down 186 was always going to be a daunting task, but they managed to just fall short, you would say, by 30 runs. And more importantly for Botswana, something we mentioned earlier is that they got another batter in that mid order to actually get some runs. Reggie Honde knocking up his first half century in this particular tournament. He got 60, not out. There is a slight delay, obviously, because the umpires are having, it appears they're having a bit of a chat with the two captains who are on the ground about the ball, the condition of the ball. It's obviously been a slightly damp outfield here at the Gahanga Cricket Stadium.
Yeah, and they haven't really been polite either. The Botswanan side have been thrashing it all over the park here. We've seen a couple of big hits, massive hits, high and handsome up front. Great execution of batting. The clouds might be a bit shady here, but nothing shady about that batting. It's all bright and hard hitting by the opening pair. For 6 overs, going for 58 without giving away any wicket, showing true powers of the top order of the Botswana side.
Yes, and action really is going to resume right now, as the contention on the ball has clearly been sorted out. Looked like obviously the batters from Botswana were the happy of the two that the ball is going to be changed. Not too sure about that because they've worked the other one really well, you would say. Managing to get 58 runs for no loss. They all feel that they have done the first part of this particular fixture extremely well.
Yeah, and having a look at it, both sides not having any winning points to themselves. So out of this game, surely a result will come in as to who gets 2 winning points here. Emil Rukiriza with a hint of turn there.
I think for me this is more like the contest I would have expected. The matchup is obviously in the favor of Emil Rukiriza. Would have loved to see Didier pick that up much earlier because he's cost his team 6 overs already. And in those 6 overs, Botswana have literally gone away. Gotten away in the red and 59 for no loss. But the right arm of spinners, as I mentioned earlier, have troubled Karabo Motlanka so far in the tournament. He's been dismissed by 2 spinners. The first from Uganda being Franco Subuga, and just yesterday, Isaac Danladi managed to get his wicket.
Goes down the ground, slant shot off the man at long on. The Botswana batsman trying to attack the V here in the safest part of the ground, right behind the bowler, just chipping it over, keeping the scoreboard ticking, and bravely playing with a straight bat.
That's well struck, you would say, from Karabo. The batter's doing the intelligent thing here and looking to simply rotate strike. They obviously recognize that this is a very important passage of play. Statistics will tell you that from over number 7 to over number 14, the team that scores the most number of singles, more often than not, will win the game at the end of the day. So Botswana doing the right thing to pick up singles and keep the scoreboard ticking.
Singles to a T20 is like water to a human body. Very, very important. Makes up 80% of your score. Keeps you healthy. Keeps your score healthy. And that one has gone in the air. Lovely effort there by Zapi Bimenyimana. On the boundary ropes there, gets a hand to it and just pushes it back into play. Excellent effort.
Good intelligence down there to long off by Zapi Bimenyimana. Looking at the replay there. Flighted delivery. Rosu throws everything at it. Not enough wood on it. And Zapi is asked to do a big job there and shows the presence of mind and the intelligence to keep that in. Something very different from what Martin Akayezu did much earlier. A bit of a brain freeze there for Martin Akayezu much earlier. But they continue tinkering. And Klassen follows that up with a single. And with that single brings an end to the 7th. Botswana 64 for no. Looking at the replay there, Klassman went for it. Timed his jump beautifully. Zapi, he will be applauded for serving his team at least 4 runs there.
Yeah, excellent effort. Full of agile tall man, tall big bowler for Rwanda, Zapi Bimenyimana. And once again, Nadir Mohammed coming into the attack now from the pavilion end. He's given away 13 runs in his first. Does he fight back and provide something different this time around?
Starts off with the dot ball. He will know that he needs to do a bit of a repair job. He's been the standout bowler for Rwanda. And at this particular juncture, his team needs him to stand up and try and get back some control of this one.
Beautiful looking shot this time, plays it late, and that will go for 4. Hands on his head. Nadir Mohammed cannot believe how well he's timed that one.
It's raining boundaries here. He's looking at the replay there. Short delivery outside of stump. Klassen throws everything at it. Plays it right behind square there on the offside. Runs down, bound for 4 runs. Not much work could have been done there by Emil Richeriza.
Yeah, one of the exceptional skills of Klassman here is the way he opens the face of the bat and the control of the bat. You could see how late he played that shot, knowing exactly where the gap is.
Very well struck yet again from Klassman. The two batters out there showing a lot of cricketing intelligence, following up the boundaries with singles, as we did speak about it earlier, ensuring that the strike rotation continues to be paramount to their intentions. I like just to speak about Klassman for me, as something I think I've said earlier, is for me, I've been extremely impressed with his ability to use his hands. Doesn't have a lot of much, you would say, foot movement, but he trusts his hands so well, and boy oh boy does he look elegant.
Yeah. Oozes elegance when he plays shot like that, extremely late. I've seen the likes of KL Rahul play shots like that right under his nose, right under his eyes. Shot once again should be taken, will be taken, and Nadir Mohammed picks up a wicket. Not the best of deliveries he could have bowled, but it just slipped out of his hand, and he'll rejoice the moment as Rwanda pick up their first breakthrough coming in by Nadir Mohammed. Karabo Motlanga will be extremely disappointed with that.
Looking at the replay, short delivery, he was asking to be hit. Karabo not getting the timing he was looking for, but I know that the Rwandan side will not only celebrate that wicket, but they will be glad to see the back of Karabo Motlanga, who was literally going all guns on them.
Yeah. A bit unfortunate for him, but celebrations for the national side, for the home side here. Team Rwanda. Much needed breakthrough for them in the 8th over. And that might slow things down, is what they expect. But let's wait and watch.
Well, and with that wicket, in walks Vinod Balkrishna. Speaking of wicket, Zaid, at the advent of T20 cricket, many people believe that the best way to peg teams back was bowling dot balls, but based on the evolution today, we've actually learned to see that the best way to peg teams back is simply by consistently picking up wickets. Rwanda will be hoping to continue in that kind of momentum to pick up as many wickets and dry up the runs quickly.
Loud appeal. Will be looking to go down the leg there, and a shake of the head by the umpire.
Looking at that replay, Vinu fast delivery. Oof.
Being hit on the chest there, and it's a result of the drift. Nadir Mohammed gets out of that, plays it around the corner. Will get off the mark there. Vino Balakrishna, I haven't seen much of him in this tournament. 8 overs done here. It's 70 for the loss of 1. Team Botswana.
The manager from there, Vinu Balkrishna, scored 100 in that qualifier in Abuja a couple of days ago. He has not had much success so far in the tournament. Played just one inning. We didn't see him play yesterday. But he gets another opportunity, and this time gets an opportunity to bat at one drop. I would imagine the job for him right now is pretty simple. He's walking in at a time when there's already been a good opening stand. He just simply needs to knock it around and perhaps give Classman the strike.
Yeah, at times what happens is for the run and bowlers adapting to the conditions, they've been picking up plenty of wickets here with the slow spin on offer. Once they add pace to the spin is when they get struck over the boundaries and concede many runs. Emil Rukiriza as well loves bowling quick and loves turning the ball, but if he can find the right balance. Appeal there, not given. Just being a bit carried away is Eric Dusingizmana, as there was an opportunity at the non-striker's end.
Vinu Balkrishna goes for another cheeky lap, you would say. Unsuccessful to get, didn't get as much wood on it. But again, I would like to see him just simply look to rotate strike. But speaking of Emil Ruchiriza, I hope we can get a graphic just to show you that he seems to bowl from right behind the popping crease. Looking at that, he bowls slightly away. Not many spinners or bowlers would like to take away any advantage of those 22 yards. But Emil strangely bowls from slightly back. It is a strange tactic. You'd have loved to see him bowl exactly at the crease itself, but he bowls slightly back to hold the ball up a bit. Sometimes he's guilty for bowling short deliveries.
Yeah, and understanding the task, as you can see, he's slowing it down, and the length being questionable, keeping the batsman guessing, and that is why he uses the popping crease. That area there is his business end. Making full use, trying to variate from the point of release. Tries the reverse this time and misses it completely.
Very strange tactics here for me from the Botswana batters. They have gone completely off script from what they did in the first 6. They need to continue knocking it around, picking up the odd boundary.
Yeah, just past the bowler there for a single. I believe he must be listening to your commentary all the way from there. Tips from the commentators. Picking up a single there. And Monroe moves to 41 of just 26 deliveries.
Much better there from the Botswana batters. Classman manages to drive that slightly wide of long off. That was Vinu corrected, and then with that single brings an end to the 9th over. Botswana a 72 for 1. Speaking, Zahid, I want to pick your brain, especially about conditions. Well, at the Gahanga, it has been overcast, you would say.
Loud animated appeal, and the finger will be raised. Nadir Mohammed picks up the second wicket for Team Rwanda. And that will be the end of Monroe Classman. I beg your pardon, that was Vinu Balakrishnan. He's played that shot and missed it completely. And the umpire felt it's all red zone for him. Have a look at that.
Needless, in my opinion. Simply knock it around. Classman is the man that has been there longest and is the man that is knocking it around a lot better. The job could have been pretty easy for Vinu to just knock it around. Instead, he goes without troubling the score as much. He gets just 3 or 5.
Yeah, bowlers like Nadir Mohammed who've got a really quick arm ball. You don't want to show them that you're opening up in your stance. And you could see Vinu on that occasion, even before Nadir got into his bowling stride, was already showing him that he's opening up to play that particular shot. Trapped himself.
Well, Zahid, just to follow up again my question, to complete it, I was asking about the conditions here. They have appeared to be overcast, which would seem to create an illusion to teams to try and bowl fast. But on the contrary, the ball has not swung as much as many people would have hoped. And the batting teams have actually looked to exploit the power play itself. Any particular reasons you reckon?
Yeah, having weather conditions here being overcast. So basically, you've got to understand the science behind it, Davis. What happens is the altitude plays a part as well. The temperature plays a part as well on the leather ball, and it's more of a myth, if you ask me, really, having overcast conditions and the ball moving. We've seen the leather ball not really moving a lot, no matter how cold it gets. So very deceiving here at Gahanga.
Interesting insights there. I was a bit worried. I thought maybe it's the quality of the ball, or maybe an aspect of the bowlers themselves not using the ball or holding the ball well enough to actually get some patches to see the ball swing a bit.
That's been smashed. It's in the air. Nearly got to it. Orkidé-Tuisenge. Excellent effort that. Nadir was interested for picking up his third. Yeah, the other aspect of it is the quality of pitches as well. If you don't have too much grass on your wickets, the movement off the surface doesn't really come in, and that causes the illusion of the ball not swinging. If you see in English conditions. Oh, another effort there. Just goes past the youngster, Gumisenge Daniel. Yeah, the conditions back in UK, the green pitches, what happens is the movement off the surface is very, very visible and obvious because there's plenty of grass on the surface there.
Right, fair point, you would say. Well, back to the cricket here at the Gahanga Cricket Stadium. Good passage of play here for Rwanda. They're seeming to get a bit of control on this one.
Right, Stu. Oh, and that will go through his legs. Schoolboy mistake this. Nadir won't be pleased with that effort by Orkidé-Tuisenge. Very, very unfortunate. Done with 10 overs here. The score is 80 for the loss of 2.
Looking at the replay, short delivery there, unfortunately down there at mid-wicket. The experienced player in Orchide unable to get his body fully on the ground behind that one. Cost his team 4 runs, you would say, needless.
Yeah, from the looks of it, it did look like it rushed onto him. He wasn't ready for the ball to be headed his way, but that's the game of cricket. Always be ready as a fielder. Always expect it to be coming at you. Put down the long barrier.
Well, good to see the Rwandan team obviously on the field. You can feel a sense of urgency. There's a bit of they found their voices. They sense that they are crucial 2 points here to try and get some points on the log, but not just points on the log. Rwanda would know that if they pick up a victory against Botswana, those could be valuable international points and help their ranking going forward.
Well, you couldn't have said that any better, Davis. 80 runs on board, and that will be a boundary. Efforts go down in vain by Zapi Bimenyimana.
Very well struck there. Got a full delivery outside of stump. And Tarindo Pereira manages to hit that wide of long off. Big dive there by Zapi, but unable to keep it in. Pereira is one of those again in the Botswana lineup. Very experienced. Has a compact technique, but has been very short of runs, you would say, Zaid.
Yeah, had to depart in an unfortunate way yesterday. Delicately played this time. Nadir Mohammed picks that one up for just 2 runs. Yeah, he's got the power to send it to the boundary ropes, but he's got the delicate touches as well, as you could see on that particular shot. That one was smashed through covers. Got a hand to it, but couldn't stop it from reaching to the boundary ropes. Zapi Bimenyimana. They've got to find a way to slow down the run rate at the moment, this Rwanda side. Tried to tap and go, and bullseye by Nadir Mohammed, but he was safe in.
Tarindo Pereira is looking to be a very busy batter out there. He's looking to try and show some intent, look to try and make full use of every delivery. And I think that is what you want to see from batters, especially in the middle phase, this middle phase of a T20 inning. You need to be as busy as possible, rotate, strike, keep the board ticking.
And a fumble there by Nadir. It's been a bit slopey in the field of late. You've got to understand the runs you're trying to defend might come as a bowler, might come as a fielder as well.
Yes, and of course you don't want to leak very simple, easy runs, because those easy runs you're going to concede are the runs you'll have to later on look to try and come back and chase. Nadim, for me, having been a left-arm spinner, you would say orthodox spinner, you'd expect him to be a good fielder, because as a spinner you must be able to field off your own bowling.
That should be the case, but of late, what we've seen of him, he's been having a tough time, and he's working on it alongside Lawrence Matlani. As we come to the end of the 11th over, it's 88 for the loss of 2.
And with 54 balls to end this particular inning for Botswana, they'll want to get anything about 70 runs in those 54 balls to try and get themselves just above that 150 target. But Nadim will continue to operate from the pavilion end.
Yeah, Klausman here trying to imitate the innings played yesterday by Robinson Obuya as he closes on to the 50 mark. Just 2 runs shy. Opens up, should be taken, and just gets dropped. What a take that would have been.
Rwanda unable to really keep hands on it. Slightly short delivery there from Nadir. Extracts that half chance. The best fielder you'd say in the side, Oscar Manishiwe, at short third man, unable to keep that to his hands.
Yeah, Manishimo Oscar there. The man used to having gloves in his hands puts that one down.
Looking at that replay yet again, it went to Oscar, but he was unable to keep it in those buckets of his. At this particular point, you're feeling that the Rwandan fielders could do with simply dipping their hands in some super glue.
Yeah, definitely. That would have been an excellent take and would have meant a lot to this Rwandan side. Would have stopped the flow of runs here.
And with that single, loud applause from the Botswana dugout. They know what that means to Klausman. He's been excellent for them. Opened the innings for them. He's done excellently. Gets his first 50 of this tournament. That 50 coming off just 37 balls. He's been commanding out there for Botswana. He's been the one half of that opening duo for Botswana that have continued to do well for them for a number of years, you would say.
Yeah, efforts have paid off. 50 up. 37. Loud appeal there, not given. That's the thing about Nadir Mohammed. He'll keep fighting. No matter what has happened in the past, he keeps fighting every delivery, and that's the spirit that is appreciated by him as a bowler, regardless of what side he plays for.
And with that dot ball brings an end to Nadir Muhammad's quarter. He's gone for just 29, picking up 2 wickets. Perhaps just his fielding to work on. And with that dot ball brings an end to the 12th. 91 for 2, Botswana sailing. Well, and we're back. Emil Richardiza will continue to operate from the airport end. With 48 balls to go, Botswana will be hopping. Touch and go there. Pereira looks interested. Run out opportunity. But he gets back just in time. Botswana will be hoping they can continue this momentum. They're obviously the happier of the two sides at this stage. The sun is coming out, starting to belt the wicket.
Yes, definitely. 91 for the loss of 2. In a commanding position at the moment. Pops it in the air. Will it land safe? Yes, it does land safe between 3 fielders. No man's land there.
Good delivery there from Emil Richardiza. Took all the pace off that one. Managing to get some patches off the wicket. Got a top edge there from Classman, but was unable to go to hand. Terindo Pereira continuing to operate smoothly. Getting at least almost around the ball.
Takes a shimmy in the air and the appeal. Umpires. Call not yet there. The appeal was there, but what really happened? We'll have a look at that once again. The keeper went up straight away.
And that's a judge not out. Terindo Pereira coming down the wicket, dances down the wicket. Didn't really get to the pitch of the ball. Dances down the wicket yet again, drop and run. And this time comfortably scamper through for a single.
Yeah, it was well within his arc there. And in control. Staying in control here is Monroe. 51 of 39 deliveries there. Watching the ball really well. In the air. Should be taken. Will be taken. Nadir Mohammed, the name you can't keep out of action here. Won't fumble that one. Wicket number 3 goes down for Team Botswana.
Looking at the replay again, takes all the pace off that one. Classman comes down the wicket, unable to get meaningful contact, and that flies into the bucket hands finally of Nadir. Nadir, for me, as we talked about, the left-arm orthodox spinner. Something he needs to work on is obviously his fielding. I can't seem to remember a spinner who struggled to field besides the great, of course, Monty Panessa from England. But otherwise, traditionally, spinners are always excellent fielders. But there it is. Classman walks off the wicket there. Managed to get 51 valuable 51 runs for his side. And his side will be very, very happy with his work. Botswana, you will say, are cruising. They will be comfortable at 93 for 3 after 12.5.
Yeah, just for one delivery left here. The Rwanda side really fighting back. They've created opportunities in the recent 2 overs. Dropped opportunities. You saw Manishimo Oscar dropping that. What a catch that would have been if he had held on to it.
Well, at this point, it's a case of would have been. You and I will never know, because that did not stick to hand. But with that dismissal, brings Valentine Mbazo, the wicket-keeper batter for Botswana. We saw him bat at 1 drop in the first 2 games. This time, sent down into that mid-order. But Valentine Mbazo is one of those players. He has a very, very compact technique. It's just been very short of runs. But he walks in at a good time to get himself going.
Keeps it on the ground. And they pick up a single.
And with that single brings an end to the end of the quarter of Emil Ruchiriza, who's bowled 4 overs, considered 20 runs, picking up a wicket. It is the end of the 13th, 94 for 3, Botswana are.
Valentine Bazo joins, of course, Atarindu Pereira. Still 1 hit away to that 3-digit mark is Team Botswana. Martina K is changing ends coming from the pavilion end this time round. Starts off with 1 into the block call. 2 is the call. They're running very hard. But there is that Zapi Bimenyimana in the deep mid-wicket who cuts it off to only 1 run. Edging closer and closer to that 100 mark is Team Botswana. Of course, Salia, the captain, Karabo Motlaka, had mentioned how he wants to get to around 150 plus in this particular fixture to stand a chance to get their first win in the ILT20 Continental Cup powered by Fancode. Loud appeal on that occasion, but the umpire all the way from Uganda, Makumbi, says there was nothing on the blade. Of course, I won't be alone here in the commentary box. I'll be joined with a man with many titles, but I would love to give him one worth all the money in the world, the pioneer of Rwanda Cricket Association, Mr. Charles Saba. Welcome to the commentary box, sir.
Thank you, Bob. Good morning to you. Beautiful morning of cricket here in Gahanga.
Soft hands guiding it all the way to third man for yet another single. Very good rotation of strike. Coming back to you, Mr. Haba, what do you make of this kind of tournament?
A beautiful tournament. One of the things that is really impressive, you could probably say, is the quality of cricket that's being played, the quality of basically all round. It's the cricket on the ground and the production, the visuals when you're watching online. It's really a fantastic tournament that we're watching. Of course, the other thing that is really impressive is that associate cricket, with the exception of a few ICC tournaments, there isn't too much cricket to be played. So if you don't get an opportunity to be able to play bilateral tournaments, then the senior players wouldn't have a lot more opportunity. So this is really the ILT20 is a fantastic tournament for the boys.
Double again, straight to backward point. That should be 100 up for Team Botswana. Just inside 13.5 overs. Moving slowly and steady is Team Botswana alongside Tarindu Pereira getting his groove back. He's been having a drought, of course, of runs in this particular tournament. He is one of the players who knows a thing or two on this particular ground. Up against Martin Akayezu's last delivery. Deft touch again, guiding it all the way to the third man region. Once again, they keep rotating the striker to bring us to the end of the 14th over. It is 102 for 3 after 14. Of course, coming back to you, Mr. Charles Abba. When you look at these youngsters here, you've been part of cricket for nearly 20 plus years. What do you make of this, especially the team of Rwanda?
The Rwandan team is it's got a perfect balance of experience, exposure and talent. A little bit surprised that Eric Dusenjizimana can still find his way back into the team. I believe he made his debut around 2006, but he still can be able to sneak into the team. That's a bit of a pleasant surprise. Talks about the importance of experience, even in the shorter version of the game. So that's one thing to be able to note.
Ronald chance there. Nadil Mohammed has been struggling in that particular region. They have made sure they have scored more than 10 runs. They're at short third man. Going for the run out. Forgetting to fast pick the ball. And ending up chipping away. Easy 2 runs to the total. You can see there Zapi Menyimana is not the happiest. He's licked a lot of runs in his first 2.1 overs. An expensive over which went for 20 runs. Change of pace. Hits very hard. Run out chance again. Goes begging again. What happens? Very good effort there in the covers from the youngster. Shot number 7, Daniel Gumisenge. He's been very impressive. Of course, having made his debut back in Malawi in the series. Since then, you could see he's not giving up.
I really feel for Daniel on that particular shot because he did a tremendous effort by all standards. He was very casual with attempted run out that licked a run, but impressive youngster Daniel.
Change of pace again from Zapi Menyimana. They'll keep the scoreboard ticking.
Talking of impressiveness and the balance between experience and skill. Nadir is a fantastic bowler, probably amongst the best that we have in the region, best of spinners we have in the region at the moment. But I think he needs to work quite a bit on his fielding. A few dropped catches this tournament, and that has cost his team a fortune. Yep.
Good full look there from Zapi Menyimana. Again, another run-out chance. How many times are we going to see these chances that have been going begging for Team Rwanda? But again, good running in the end from Team Botswana. Talking about Nadil's fielding, we saw yesterday in that game against Team Uganda, dropping Robinson Obuya on 14 runs. And I believe that's where they lost the game and they lost the momentum of the whole particular game.
Historically, and fielding is something that has been a bit of a challenge for the Rwandan setup. And it continues to be something that needs to be constantly worked on. The beauty is that you have a few young players. Earlier on I was talking about the importance of experience and talent. The younger crop that bring a bit of a future, a bright future into the squad, are fearless fielders. But again, the game of cricket is played by a team, so you need everybody to come to the party.
Into the pads, flicked away. Straight to that vacant region. And they sneak in yet again for yet another single to bring us to the end of the 15th over. It is 109 for 3. Moving slowly and steady is Team Botswana.
The Rwandan boys have done quite well to claw back the game in terms of a run rate having dropped down there. But I think just to continue around the team compositions and the importance of the tournament towards the whole region, you get to have World Cup players in the Ugandan team be able to play against domestic players that come from the other countries, and you see that the gap isn't that big. And that really does a lot of morale boosting to the players. Of course, this tournament coming on the backdrop of the emerging T20 that just ended last week. So it's fantastic cricket that is being played around our region, Bob.
Another shot down to third man, straight to that man. He's been very busy in the field today, is Nadil Mohammed. To keep it to only 1 run. Again now, as you just mentioned, you would feel that these youngsters have been playing a lot of cricket for the past couple of 4 months, if I'm to be precise. Do you think it's the right time for them now to say after this tournament, they give them a break?
I think a break is extremely important. their bodies are in pain. They are playing with all sorts of injuries. They have their captain, Clinton Rwagumia, who is resting due to a groin injury, I believe. Yes, they will need to go to the Christmas and New Year break to give their bodies much needed rest before they come back to continue from where they were.
Cut away again to the same field one more time. And they will keep the scoreboard ticking. When you look at these two, Valentine Banzo and Tarindu Pereira, they're moving slowly and steady. We all know if you have in the last 4 overs recognized batsmen, you know the damage they can possess to the opposition side.
Especially if your opening pair has given you something to work on. You can free your arms a little bit. These guys are going at about a run a ball, which is really impressive. Fantastic work from the keeper there. Doesn't lead to a wicket, but very agile behind the stumps, Didier, who happens to be the standing captain as well for this tournament. But yes, Tarindu Pereira and Valentine have the liberty to really free up their arms and knock off the ball a little bit, especially that with having 100 plus on board, 110 plus on board in the 16th over, you'll feel that you can spoil yourself a little bit.
Takes a little shimmy on that occasion. 2 is the call. They're running very hard. Indeed, they will take the 2 runs comfortably in the end, as we see the slight drizzle around the corner, the ground staff getting ready with the covers. It's been the story of this tournament so far. We're into match day 3, game number 5. We've been on and off because of the rain.
The love affair that cricket has with rain is legendary. It's not unique to Rwanda, and it's not the best of things that everybody likes. But we do hope that we can be able to have a full game here, especially that Rwanda will feel that they're clawing back into the game. But we're talking about running between the wickets, and the pair of Tarindu Pereira and Valentine feeling a little bit comfortable to even take the risky second run sometimes, and making 2s into 3s and 1s into 2s. They have that liberty at this particular moment with 16 overs gone.
I agree with you 100% there, Charles. And it's something that has been haunting Team Botswana in their past games, finding that middle order batsman to contribute for their side. They've always relied on the opening pair of Munro and the captain Karabo Motlaka. We saw yesterday Reginald Nehonde contributing, getting that half century, almost giving a scare to Team Nigeria. But today you can see Tarindu Pereira getting back into the groove, 26 off 23, alongside Valentin Banzo, who's yet to unleash his long levers, I believe, the wicketkeeper batsman. And of course, knowing that you have Cattle Pate yesterday, who chipped in a handy contribution, of course, to cut off that deficit to 30. It's going to play a very handy in this tournament, the net run rate, because of the rains all over the country here. It is, of course, that season here in Rwanda.
Net run rate is going to play a very crucial game in this tournament, with the rains literally coming each and every day of the week this tournament. But talking of Botswana and Monroe Castleman, the youngster getting his half ton today, I think is also a bit of a relief, because you almost felt that there's a lot of burden on the shoulders of the captain Karol Motlanka, and he would be very happy to be relieved from that burden by a half century in the opening bat.
Change of ends there from Eric Gimana. It doesn't change anything as Pereira welcomes him with that flick over fine leg region to run it all the way to fine leg. You would feel Eric would have at least added some extra effort on that occasion.
We're joking about this yesterday and saying Eric is to Rwanda as Henry Sonyondo is to Uganda. Yeah.
Change of pace, waited for it. Patches it down to deep extra cover where Daniel Gumisenge, who's been very impressive, one of the best fielders indeed for Team Rwanda, a future and a joy to watch from the youngster.
Oh, and he's also quite electric with the bat as well. The way he strikes that ball, the way he runs in between the wickets, Daniel is a true sensation and someone to watch. In terms of Bali cricketers, we're seeing even at international level with some of the top test teams having players. Okay, again, Zapi Bimenyimana close it back. I was talking about Team Rwanda having the opportunities to claw back the game in sessions, and in the 17th over, the dependable bucket hands of Zapi Bimenyimana do not drop anything, and it will be a great relief for Eric Ogimana, who's been is coming back to the tail end of his innings to claim that much needed catch to make it 4 down for Team Rwanda.
Valentin Banzo, yes, yet again, the drought keeps on haunting him as he has to take the long way back to the dugout for his 6 runs. One of the biggest disappointments, I believe, for Team Botswana in this tournament. But again, they will be very happy picking up another wicket is Team Rwanda, as you just mentioned. Before I let you go, Mr. Haba, what does really inspire you? Where do you get your passion from? Every time Team Rwanda is playing, you're always here at the toss. Before even the toss, you're always seated up there with your coffee, ready, geared up for the game.
I always tell people that one of the best therapies you can have in your life is watching a game of cricket, especially if you're able to watch it live. So that's one of the things. I watch cricket. I love to watch cricket. It's fun. It's nice. But on top of that, it's a bit of a mental therapy, a way of cooling off and calming down some nerves, being able to do something that you like. So that's one of the factors. But the biggest by far is that the Rwandan cricket fraternity, especially from a fan base, is still not yet as big as it should be. So we know it can be difficult for people to come and watch games during working days, during morning hours, or out of Rwanda. So, and I know how important it feels, having played international cricket, how important how nice it feels to know that there are some fans. A catch goes up. It's not Isaiah who would be dropping on any day of the week. Wicket number 5 goes. Eric Kubgimana will be a very, very happy lad. It's 123 for 5. Well done, Isaiah. Another youngster into the mix that you can't get out of the party. 123 for 5, Botswana.
Say one brings 2. Lovely piece of bowling there, bowling it slightly away from his reach. Throws the kitchen sink at it is Tatayoni there, shot number 17. Who goes back without damaging the scorers. This should be the momentum Team Rwanda needed, bringing back the game to their side. Not making sure in the last overs they are leaking many runs.
Yes, we always talked about having to claw it back. Rwanda has kept clawing it back. I was talking about being a fan. Even if there's 1 or 2 people in the stands as a player, you turn back, you play a good shot, and you hear somebody clap, you definitely feel that you want to go for it again. Yes, so being able to come to the grounds and to follow the boys wherever they are, whenever I can, I think it's really the minimum I can do as a big fan. Yeah.
124 for 5 after 17. One last question here: where do you put your money in this particular fixture?
I'm not so sure. It's like asking whether the Pope is a Catholic. But on any day, obviously, you can tell from my jersey that I'd be happy for Rwanda to win. Exciting game of cricket. I think probably Rwanda will be chasing about 143 runs, and they'll get that in the 17th over, rains allowing.
All right, thank you so much, and we allow you to go enjoy your coffee up there at the mound. It is Martin Akayezu who's been brought back to finish his quarter from the pavilion end.
Thank you so much for having me, and let's enjoy the rest of the tournament. And just a last call, we're stepping into the weekend. It's an action-packed weekend of cricket. It will be very nice to have all fans out there. Get out of your offices and come and have your beer as we watch weekend cricket. Yeah.
They've touched again from Tarindu Pereira trying to get it to third man, but this time round doesn't get enough timing on that occasion. You would feel here for Tarindu Pereira after, of course, facing 26 deliveries, so he's 31. He is the man to get them to that 150 plus. He is well set, of course. He's been out there in the middle, going back into the groove. Swing and a miss again. Sloppy from Didier Ndikubgimana, the captain. A lot of buys in this particular first innings. Oh, the usual Team Rwanda we've been seeing in the field, very electric. Today they have managed to give away more than 20 extras. As I also welcome Mr. Eli back into the commentary box.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bashir. It's been quite an innings that has a lot of ups and downs. 127 for 5. Botswana is where they find themselves. Think they will be very disappointed with themselves because at one point they were looking to target around the 160, 170 mark there. Personally, I feel they've left about 50 runs out there for me. Swing and a miss.
A little shim again. No timing whatsoever. You could see he lost his shape trying to go over the fielder at cow corner. Talking about how you feel they would have been around that 160 par. You would feel for that young man who was brought into the attack today, Eric Obgimana's over that picked 2 big wickets with his variations, of course. Cheeky again, not effective on that occasion. They will be happy with that by one more time. And that should be the end of the 18th over. It is 128 for 5. Last of deliveries to come in this innings. What do you reckon would be a good total for Team Botswana to stand a chance to get that first win? Of course, these two sides are yet to register a win in this ILT20 Continental Cup powered by Fancode.
128 for 5 in 2 overs to go. Well, if they can look to maximize, pick up 20 runs in these last 2 remaining overs, and that'll take them to around 148, which is probably 150 should be the mark. But it'll take somebody like Tarindu Pereira, 31 from 29. He needs to go for it now. Comes down the track, misses it totally. And that's what he'll be trying to do. Get 10 runs in this over, 10 in the next. If it could be better, look for 15, get 30. And then 158 is up on the cards there. Who gets them closer to a 160. If they can get 36, pray over. Still yet to see maybe 5 or 6 sixes in this tournament. Is it possible, Bob?
Of course, big again downtown now. There's a fielder, Eric Gimana. A little bit of fumble, allowing them to sneak in a double. They'll take the runs, as many as they can. It's going to be interesting to see how, of course, Pereira goes by this particular over of Zapi Menyimana. With the way he has a third man inside the ring and a fine leg, you would expect him to variate his pace, expect him to bowl the off cutters and the leg cutters. He has a long one, deep mid wicket, long off. The boundary riders. There you go, slapped, pulled powerfully in the air, catches the call. And he will take it comfortably. Is Eric Gimana getting rid of the dangerous Tarindu Pereira.
Tarindu Pereira perishes, goes for 31 from 30. Trying to heave it to the longer side of the boundary, not from the middle of the bat. Plenty of height on it, no distance. And an easy catch. And taken out in the deep there. Also was hitting it into the wind. There's a strong breeze across the stadium, so definitely that's why it hung up in the air for quite a while. Botswana, they lose wicket number 6, 130 for the loss of 6.
with that wicket, of course, he's been very expensive in this particular game. Is Zapi Menyimana going for 33, moving at an economy of 11 runs. But he's made sure he has picked up at the big wicket of Tanini Pereira, walking back for his 33 of 32. And we have two new batsmen at the crease.
Two new batters at the crease. But one of the most important things to note is that after 10 overs, Botswana were 80 for the loss of 2. And in the next 7 overs, they've only scored 48 runs. So it's been a good passage of play for Rwanda to claw back into this game, because they've picked up 4 wickets for a side that looked set to double to get to around 160, 170 there. Straight up, men under it, takes it. Catlopate comes and Catlopate goes.
And in no time, Zapi, of course, change of pace. The leg cutter we spoke about, he is on a hat-trick, deceiving the left-hander, Catlopate. The width was there on offer, but the elevation wasn't quite enough to get it over the ropes. 2 in 2 for Zapi Menyimana, yet again leading from front. Shot number 47 there on your screens.
Catlopate departs for a golden duck. I will say, at least you made it to the crease and came back. 7th wicket falls.
We haven't seen a hat-trick, of course. So we saw yesterday the National Cranny getting very close to picking up that hat-trick against Team Rwanda, of course. Can we see the first hat-trick in this tournament up against Moloki, also known as Mula?
No man at the crease will be Moloki Mokiatsi. A hat-trick ball for Zappy Maurice Bimenyimana. Can he pick up the first hat-trick of the tournament? Here we go. Almost there. But importantly, it's a dot ball as well. So it's not in vain. But he's done well. He's picked up 2 wickets in this over. It's only cost him 2 runs. And this is what they call the penultimate over. Over number 19 is the one where everybody decides that they will go. And they've only just given away 2 runs. Good comeback from Rwanda. A magnificent way to finish off the over. Another dot ball. So brilliantly done from Zappy. It had been expensive, but he'll finish with figures of 2 for 33 in his 4 overs. 19 overs done, it'll be 130 for 7 for Botswana.
Into the last over of the first innings. Given the task ahead is the young man, Eric Gimana, coming in from the pavilion end, up against 2 new batsmen at the crease, Pemelo Silas and Moloki Mokesi. He has a long off, long on, deep mid-wicket, and a deep square leg. Zafi Menyimana himself, after, of course, bowling one of the best overs. Team Rwanda would have loved him to bowl. Picking up 2 big wickets in that over, going for only 2 runs.
No better. There's Moloki Moketsi, who's joining a fairly new better as well. That is Pemelo Silas. What can they do in these last 6 deliveries that they have at their disposal? How much can they put up further? Cut away, neatly timed, but that's a longer boundary, but it has enough power to go over that worst surface of an outfield and go for 4. What a way to start the final over from Silas.
A good delivery there from Erika Kubgimana, offering width on offer in the last over, allowing Silas to open up his arms and get another boundary, much needed boundary. As we see, they send a deep point. Now he's coming back into the yard, the 30 yard. They stick to the same field.
Pemelo Silas Could this be your day where you make efforts with the bat in the last over? Started with a boundary. Makes room, plays it straight. They're pushing. Bit of a fumble. Keeps it to 1. Good comeback.
A very good fielding in the deep there from the young Izaidi Omogao, carrying it to only 1 run. Allowing now Eric Kugimana to bowl to the left-hander. Moloki. Not one who can hit the long ball. They would love to minimize on the runs being leaked in the last over here is Team Rwanda to stand a chance. 135 for 7. A lot of movement, of course, in the field because of the left-hand, right-hand combination. Interestingly, there's no one in the deep behind the wicket-keeper. Loud appeal on that occasion.
A hopeful appeal. Umpire holds his pose. The two batters, they have a quick chat about what they will do with the next set of 3 deliveries to go. Now on 135, they've only managed to get 5 from the first 3. What can they get from these last 3?
You'll feel there from the message, of course, Silas telling his partner there, Moloki, anything that you touch, we are running.
Big heave. Opens the offside. Does it go to the boundary? A bit of confusion, run out opportunity. And that will be the demise of Moloki Moketsi.
Run out completed there, of course, with the efforts of Zapi Menyamana in the deep. A little bit too close there on the replay. Looked like his boot was in the boundary ropes. But they will be happy with the run out, and a good thing to see for the Botswana is the young Silas will be on strike to face the next 2 deliveries.
Having a look at that again, opening the offside. That will be the wrong camera angle. We'll try and get you the proper one. Right, they pick up a wicket. Rwanda. 2 more deliveries to go. Good comeback from Rwanda. It's magnificent comeback. A team that was on 80 for 2. That was Botswana at the halfway mark. Should have doubled that score. Swing and a miss. Coming towards the off stump, looking to heave it leg side. That was that run out. Struck magnificently, but that diving effort there when he slides, and the boat is slightly right on top of that edge of that Fancode boundary line. Fortunate. And they, it's just that in the commentary box we have the fortunate of the replay, while umpires have to see that in real time. Difficult decision to make. Playing it straight. There's a call for 2. It was a loud one off the last delivery. They keep going. And that will be it. And it'll be one run added to 136. Botswana, they should finish on 137 for the loss of 9 wickets in their allotted 20. A close call it was. But will it be enough? Having a look at that again.
Change of pace one more time there from Eric Kugimana. Not enough timing on that occasion. A very good pick-up throw from the young Izai, who's been very impressive. And a very easy job from the captain, Didier Kugimana, knowing he has a lot of work to do with the bat. After, of course, winning the toss and deciding to have a ball first, they've managed to restrict Team Botswana to 136 in their allotted overs. There you see the batting chart. Of course, Munro and Karabo Montlaka once again putting up a 50 partnership, allowing Munro to get to his half century, 51 or 40. Nothing much again from Avino after being brought back into the side. And 33, very impressive there from Tarindu Pereira, giving a hand into the middle order batters. But you can see the rest is, as you just mentioned yesterday, that it is the telephone number 60011. And there you see the bowling chart.
Rwanda's bowling card there. Great efforts from the bowling card. Emile Rukiriza picked up a solitary wicket, but however, Nadim Mohammed and Eric Kubimana, Zapi Pimenyimana, they have 2 wickets apiece. They'll be happy with that. That's a complete bowling card, complete team performance that brought back this game to finish Botswana on 137 for the loss of 9 in their allotted 20. 8 extras were only given. So do join us shortly as we come back for the chase to see how Rwanda will fare off chasing 138.
Welcome back to the commencement of this particular game. We did see Botswana manage to put together 138 in their first inning. That should not be too much of a difficult target. Looking at the Botswana scorecard, the runs came from the top order. Classman got 51 of 40, Karabo 26 of 21, not many from Vinu. Pereira finally got some runs, 33 of 32. Valentine Mbazo again flattered to deceive, 6 of 8, so Tatawana didn't trouble the scorers. Pumelo Salas got 9 of 7, none for Padlock Late, and Mokesi got 1. Looking at the bowling card for Rwanda, there some success for most of the bowlers. Literally, Zapi picked up 2 for 33, Eric got 2 for 28, none for Martin Akayezu, 2 for Nadir, considered 29 runs, and Emil Rukeriza picked up 1, conceding just 20 at a run rate, an economy rate of just 5.
Yeah, very impressive bowling by the Rwandan side. The Rwandan bowlers dragging the game back into their court. You could see the likes of Nadir Mohammed starting off in his first over with an economy of 13, ends with an economy of 7. Exceptional bowling. The likes of Zabibi Menyimana starting off with an economy of 11, brings it down to 8.
Yes, obviously at this particular stage, Rwanda will feel momentum is with them. It was an inning of 2 halves from Botswana. They were cruising in the first 10 until they were obviously heavily pegged back by Rwanda coming back into that inning, managing to keep them to just 137 runs in their loaded 20 overs. And that's done and dusted. Rwanda are out here to try and chase down that total. They will know that it's 2 very, very important points that are on the cards if they can manage to get one over Botswana.
Yeah, they'll need that start that they had against Team Uganda yesterday in that massive run chase that they had to go in for. Been sent in to chase once again, this time the opponents being Team Botswana. Starting the bowling attack from the pavilion end is Alfred. Will be bowling to Didier Ndikubimana and Oscar Manishimwe. Both wicket-keeper batsmen. Quality openers for Team Rwanda here. Botswana will be looking forward to having an early breakthrough. Solid start there by Didier. Watching it all the way through.
Right on the money from Alfred. Having a bit of a conversation right there with the umpire Patrick Makumbi from Uganda. That conversation must obviously be about keeping away from that danger area. We know that this is match day 3. We've used the same wicket throughout this ILT20 Continental Cup powered by Fancode. The umpires will obviously look to try and protect that danger area.
First runs on the board as they steal a single there. Excellent running between the wickets here, and they'll be looking for plenty of those. It's a nervy score. 138 there. You can see the Botswana team chirping, lots of chirping early on. The Rwandan batsman might pack a punch, hit a few boundaries here to bring the tone down a little bit.
Yes, Zaid, 137 is one of those dicey totals if you're going to come out and chase. Not too big, certainly not out of Rwanda's reach, but it's one of those totals you also want to not find yourselves being pegged back by picking up a couple of dot balls.
Yeah, there's certain figures in cricket which are associated, and you always associate them being safe. 140 is definitely a number. Mentally, 140 pace coming at you is a sign of aggression. 140 as a total is a decent total to be defending. But 138, like you said, a bit dicey. Plenty of bounce on that occasion, but look at the running between the wickets. Lightning quick are the 2 opening batsmen for Team Rwanda here.
Yes, Alfred Komasing has started off well, you would say. I would have liked to see him bowl a little bit full. I feel that's slightly bit on the shorter side. It's not exactly in that. It's just that in between length, and I feel because of the field set that they have, just a third man and a fine leg, I feel it is one that a batter could look to simply try and pull that to that vacant mid wicket region.
Yeah, shorter deliveries to Manishime Oscar. Will go the distance just like that as he pierces the gap on the offside for 4. First boundary for Team Rwanda. That is not the length to be bowling to Manishime Oscar.
Looking at that replay, short on wide delivery. A lot of width on that delivery, and Oscar throws the kitchen sink at it. Gets the first boundary for Rwanda's ranches. Again, we just talked about that length from Alfred. I think it's obviously on the shorter end. And the fact that he does not have protection on the square boundaries could be a bit of easy pickings for this Rwandan outfit.
Bit of a reset there by the bowler. Yeah, speaking of the attack on the shorter deliveries, Manishime Oscar, 63% of the times facing shorter deliveries has put them away. He's worked on that in recent times, capitalizing on the opportunity. There you see full phase of the bat, much better here by Alfred. Much fuller as well. End of the first over is 6 runs on board for no loss.
And bowling from the airport end in his first game in this ILT20 Continental Cup powered by Fancode. Bomo Kumalo, last time I saw him obviously was in the last edition of the Continental Cup, and he was decent. So it's good to see him get an opportunity to showcase what he can do.
Excellent delivery. Lovely hands there by Didier, just keeping it on the ground. Will pick up a single. You've got to be very, very agile at that particular position, point and gully, as the ball comes off the blade really, really quick. Some of the best fielders you've got to put square of the wicket to the batsman and behind his back.
Speaking of that square point fielding region, we saw for Rwanda they opted to go with Nadir Mohammed, who obviously you would say licked quite a number of runs.
Yeah, and I feel it's good to put him in that position to get used, accustomed. Put him under the pressure there. The coach, despite knowing his efforts, is providing him the opportunity to prove himself and take on the challenges in that particular region. Soft hands there by Manishime Oscar. One of the most animated batsmen for Team Rwanda. Loves his time out in the middle.
Again, just looking back at what 12 months can make of a difference. Last time around in the Continent Cup, Oscar Manishi was batting in that middle order for Rwanda, and he did an excellent job, obviously, holding fort for Rwanda. But this time he is opening the batting. Pomelo Silas, they scamper through for a single back foot punch. Oscar Manishiwe, he's made that opening slot for Rwanda his very own. I think he's the man in form for Rwanda. He scored the most T20 runs for them in the last calendar year.
Definitely playing for his domestic side, Team IPRC, here in the land of 1,000 hills. He's got a yes-no call there. Would have been risky as a direct hit comes in. But yeah, Manishime Oscar having the rights to permanent residence in the nets. He's spent so much time in the nets. Should be paying rent in there.
He's basically bought the land and he owns the land title to the Nets here in Kigali, and boy, oh boy, the results are showing.
Time and effort. Once again, just dabs it down to third man. That will be the end of the second over. It's 9 runs on board. Just 3 runs coming off this over. Excellently done by Boemo. With now just 4 overs remaining of the power play, I believe the run-and batters are set to go and take on the bigger shots they've got their eye in. 2 overs is more than enough in a T20 format to get yourself on and going.
And there is a field change. Karabo Motlanthe recognizes that based on the lengths that Alfred is bowling, he's opted to go with that extra cover fielder patrolling the boundary and sent Kadlopate to do that work.
Full delivery there. No run taken. Castleman not allowing them to pick up any run.
Whereas the surface has appeared to be slightly on the slower side. Maybe that is why Karabo has opted to have that extra cover a lot squarer, you would say. I would have wanted to see him finer, but Karabo has opted to have him squarer.
Yeah, and Team Botswana understanding that the run-and batsmen are looking for quick singles here. You can see all the fielders on the offside being on their toes, charging in alongside the bowler, having an extra start to their fielding, not providing them that leap of fortune of picking up a single. And that just enhances the pressure. There you have the results. Charging down, misses it. Didier.
Alfred Komasing doing an excellent job for Karabo and his chargers. They have found their voices. 3 dot balls in a row. They'll know that something is about to give.
There you see on your screens Manishima Oscar just shadow batting a couple of big shots. Full and placed straight to the fielder. Excellent over this has been so far. 4 back-to-back dotted deliveries. What a over this has been by Alfred. Picking the right areas this time despite going full on this occasion. Doesn't allow the batsman to capitalize on it.
I think after putting together 4 dot balls, now is an important time to ensure that he can close out the over without conceding a boundary. The over will have turned out fantastic for Botswana.
He spoke and he's delivered. Straight down the ground for 4. Beautiful looking drive, leaning into it and crunches it. Beautiful to watch.
Very well struck there from Didier. Goes really down the ground. Full face of the bat. Not much that Classman would have done there at mid-off. Runs away for a boundary. Alfred unable to close out that over. But the Botswana voices are raring. They feel they are sensing something special here.
Goes over the gully fielder, but excellent effort to keep it into the field. Pereira there, guarding the boundary ropes. As they pick up 2 runs to end the over. 3 overs done here. It's 15 for no loss.
Well, Bumo Kumalo continues to operate from the airport end. Oscar Manishiwe yesterday played very easily the most beautiful 6 of that particular game, even when Obuya belted quite a number. Palmer Kumola, I'm impressed with the lengths and lines that he's bowled. He's bowled in that 3/4 length, you would say, that length of uncertainty. He's not been able to swing the ball much, but because he's bowled very straight, he has not allowed the batters to free their arms, and he's managed to keep things quiet.
Yeah, one of the reasons that you should be targeting Manishima Oscar is that particular length. Soft hands, taking a charge to it, and they make it successfully. Because what happens with Manishima Oscar, he's always looking forward to that shorter delivery. And once it comes a bit too full, it's a bit too late for him to react to it. So he plays it with soft hands, searching for that quick single. Not really trying to target it. Anything full, anytime you see him being aggressive to a fuller delivery, is premeditated. Lays it down the ground. He's timed it, but not timed it well enough. Pereira gives it a chase there.
Full delivery from Bomo Kumalo. Very straight there. It's been clipped through that mid-wicket region. But just looking at the intent that Didier does have, I'm shocked that Karabo has kept the field this way with the third man and a fine leg. Didier is going to look to try and make full use of the boundary opportunity at long off and extra cover. He's that type of batter. He likes to give himself a bit of room and free his arms to pierce that vacant region.
Plays it late. Dabs it down to third man once again. And knowing Didier, he will be looking forward to also hitting it straight down the ground. Just clearing those two fielders at mid-on and mid-off. Both being inside the circle there. It's an opportunity that he'll be looking to put away. Plays it on the leg side. Running hard. Pick up 2 runs.
Very well done down there by Tatawane at fine leg. Had to run, put in a couple of yards to keep that to just 2 runs. With just 13 deliveries in this power play for Rwanda, they will need to keep an eye on that rate. They do not want the run rate to skyrocket. Botswana on the other end managed to put together 58 runs for no loss in the power play. So it's been a case of contrasting fortunes in that power play.
We'll put that one away. Was played in the air, but the outfield being a bit dampy there. Just pulling the brakes on that one. They pick up just 2 runs on it. We come to the end of the 4th over. It's 23 for no loss. Yeah, I feel the Rwandan side started off in a similar fashion yesterday, but a bit more aggressive because the total was that high in 18 overs of play as the game was reduced due to the rain. But they know a fall of wicket here might lead to something, and that is what Botswana is hoping out for.
With the modern game, it's obviously extremely important that teams and players understand key moments of the game. And for me, this is one of those with just 12 deliveries to go. In the power play, they scamper through for a single. Classman gets hand to it. Does not hit the bullseye. Run out opportunity. Half chance not taken, but Rwanda will take the single.
Yeah, he's given himself a double teapot there. He knows he had the opportunity. Didier would have been gone if there was a direct hit in play. Have a look at that, the gather. Oh, just misses it. Looking for the basics there. hitting the stumps, go for the base. On that occasion, falling a bit short on the base.
You just get a feeling that there's an itch happening. Some strange throw there, obviously. Could have been more untidy. But unfortunately for them, Bomo Komalo gets behind that one and does the repair job with that fielding. But it's 10 deliveries to the end of the power play. You get a feeling that the Rwandan batters will want to get at least 20 runs in this 10 to make sure they are not too far off that required target generally in T20 cricket of at least 42 for 2.
Yeah, as you see Alfred coming in, one of the things he's done really well here, Davis, is that he hasn't really mixed up the paces of his deliveries, but the line and length is where the variations are coming in. And one of the actions not really predictable to read when you don't play each other for a long time. It's not easy to get used to that action of Alfred.
And there is a change in the field. Extra cover comes in. Long on is sent down. That will tell you that he perhaps is going to ball try and is full and straight.
Speaking of not getting used to the bowler's action, we saw that in yesterday's game against Team Uganda, not getting used to the action of Dinesh Kumar Nakrani. The man at some point had 4 wickets without giving away a single run. Magical figures that would have been.
Yes, that can obviously be a challenge. And of course, for Dinesh, we did talk about it yesterday. The angle at which he bowls at brings into stumps. And that's literally his attacking option. Slower delivery there from Alfred. Alfred has bowled fantastically well. He's not the quickest in the world, but his ability to hit those areas, correct areas, and bowl as straight as possible. If you notice, he's only bowled one delivery that was wide and you got punished for 4 runs. But he's generally been very, very straight with his bowling.
Yeah, very disciplined indeed, Alfred. The fact that he's coming in for the final delivery of his third over here. He's given away just 13 runs so far. Quality bowling this by Team Botswana and Alfred. Once again, not happy with that shot, but we'll be happy to pick up a single here. End of the 5th over, 25 for no loss. Last over remaining of the power play. And there we have it, 113 required from 90 legal deliveries. Manishima Oscar and Didier Dikubimana out in the middle. Coming back into the attack from the airport end is Boemo. He's given away 11 runs so far in the past 2 overs of his spell.
Bomo Komalo comes in to bowl at a very crucial stage in this game. It is the final over of the power play. The Rwandan batters will know that they are behind the 8 ball. They want to make full use of these final 6 deliveries.
Still keeping it on the ground. Still opting for that single. Tough to say. Are the Rwandan side hoping to pick up those runs in singles and doubles after the power play? It's an old strategy. I mean, the most common one, of course, is the one attacking the power play and getting on with it. Placement, perfection, and a boundary it is for Oscar Manishimwe, using the pace of Boemo. Puts that one away for 4.
Finally, Oscar Manishimwe breaks the shackles. Gets a short delivery with width and he pounces on that one. Beautifully played in that gap. Runs away down to that third man region, you would say, for 4 runs. Much Rwanda need to pick some momentum going out of this batting power play.
Yeah, Team Botswana's reaction, you could clearly see the man at gully with double teapot the moment it left besides him. Nothing much he could have done, but just go get it back from the fences. Got some bat onto that one. They keep applying pressure to it. Those singles and doubles here can be a worrying sight for the fielding unit. Oh, delicacy. Excellently done there by Didier. How fine has he hit that?
Fine enough to run out the boundary for 4 runs, but the reactions from the Botswana fielders, you can sense, just looking at that ball, a bit too straight down the leg side. Fine leg is up, allowed that boundary. Easy boundary option there, well taken by Didier.
Full control. Getting on top of the bounce there, angling the bat in the right area. There you have the Ugandan side as well, watching along. The Banks here at Gahanga. Top side in this competition. They'll be playing this afternoon against team number 2, Team Nigeria, on the standings. What a game we've got on hand this afternoon.
In your frame yet again, the Ugandans seated out there on the embankment, watching how this particular fixture between Rwanda and Botswana is pegging out. Final delivery of the power play itself.
Texasheme has gone in the air. Excellent chase there. Will allow them to pick up just 2 runs. And that will be the end of the power play. It's 36 for no loss. The Ugandan individuals you see there on the screen. Riazat Ali Shah, the captain himself, having a chill moment, laid back. And that is the competition this afternoon. Team Nigeria taking on Team Uganda. Power-packed action.
And there is a bowling change from the pavilion end. Alfred Komisang takes a break. Karabo Motlanka tasks his senior left-arm orthodox spinner Mula to come in and do a job if he can look to try and keep the runs down. We did see how the spinners for Rwanda brought back a lot of control to get Rwanda back into the contest. Karabo will be hoping to get the similar result from his spinners.
Oh, goes hard at it. He gets some bat onto that one. Bit shady off the very first delivery there. And I'll tell you, apart from the final delivery of the power play, Team Rwanda have really been chanceless. They haven't given away anything to crumble upon for the Botswana side.
Good captaincy there from Karabo. Recognizes that he needs to pick up a wicket to slow down the Rwandans. And he deploys himself at sleep.
Plays that one off the back foot. Elegantly done. They'll pick up a single there. Very, very busy man. At long off there.
Well, the matchup is obviously in Mula's favor. Rwanda, strangely, only have one left-handed batter in their unit. So they will know that Botswana, that possess 2 left-arm orthodox spinners, could be 8 very, very important overs from the left-arm spinners challenging the right-handers of Rwanda.
Much fuller this time. Plays an on drive there. Coming back. Chance of a run out. And he makes it. Excellent sprint. The throw was right. The throw went to the right end, but not enough power behind that throw. Very, very quick between the wickets. Oscar and Didier. Tries to sweep that. Will steal a single. Great execution of picking up runs and keeping the scoreboard ticking here.
Yes, that's exactly what you want to see, especially in this middle phase of the T20. Overs number 7 to over 14. You need to keep protecting the strike and try and minimize that dot ball percentage.
Powerfully hit once again. Long off in business there. That will be the end of the 7th over. It's 41 for no loss team Rwanda. Castleman there, being very, very busy, catching lots of frame time on himself. And now the captain coming into the attack, takes responsibilities upon his own hands. Karabo from the airport end.
I think I like this move. I would have liked to see Cutler paid ball from that end, take the ball away from the right-handers, but I like this move because Karabo is bowling with a bigger boundary to the leg side. Gives him that advantage to fly the ball quite a bit.
Gets hit. Is it in the area? Yes, it is. It will race away for 4. Powerfully hits that. One of the routines of Manishima Oscar. After hitting a boundary, he does pick up a single on his own. Keeping in check with his routine. Powerfully struck there.
Short delivery from Karabo. Got the treatment he deserved. Oscar managed to pierce that gap at cow corner. 4 valuable runs to the total. Rwanda require 93 more runs with 76 balls to go.
Yeah, all of a sudden, you start questioning, was that the right decision? Was that the right time to come into bowl? They pick up 2 runs with ease there. Finesses that pass. The fielder at Gully. Not a big turner of the ball is Karabo. Tosses that, and that has been given the treatment down the ground for a maximum. It's out of Gahanga for half a dozen. Manishima Oscar says thank you very much.
Very full delivery. As you can see on the replay, Oscar throws everything at it, and he gets it right over that long of Region. You would say got the right leg out of the way to try and get full maximum in that swing. Much needed. You would say slight change in momentum here for Rwanda. Big over, following up that 11-run over in the previous one. You'd say momentum is starting to shift.
Yeah, big shots coming in, and that is exactly what I was trying to ask. Was it the right move as a captain to be coming in to bowl? No one else to point fingers at, no one else to put the blame on. 4-2-6. Manishima Oscar getting into the act. He understands this is the over to capitalize on. Shifting through the gears.
I don't think for me the challenge has been the fact that it's a Karabo bowling. I just felt that he's been guilty of bowling 1-2 short, which was hit for 4 runs, and then bowling 1-2 full that got smacked over that touch screen.
Plays that watchfully much better this time around. Being a bit cautious against that delivery, Manishima Oscar. powerfully hit that over covers. And what an effort there. And it touches the boundary ropes.
Big over, the biggest so far in the inning. 16-run over. Rwanda fully capitalizing on the bowling of the part-timer. Short delivery outside of stump. Gets the work. Hit very strongly to that wide long off position. Big effort there from Mboma Kamala, but unable to keep it in.
So much movement, so quick. Finally adjusted. 8 overs done here. It's 57 for no loss.
$57, of course, for no loss after 8 overs. Loud appeal on that occasion. But the umpire is not interested. Patrick Makumbi. What a time to join the commentary box, Mr. Eli. 57 for no loss. The first 50 partnership. It looked like it was down the leg side.
Perfectly said. What a time to be in the commentary box. It's a good morning to you, Mr. Bashir. 57 for no loss. Aimpley going at the required run rate 6.9. Current run rate 6.71. And that is what Rwanda need. They're going about it pretty well. Down the track, top edge. That came off a bump ball, you would say. Didier, the captain, 22 from 34. Oscar, 35 from 28. Motoring, going pretty well.
Cause reverse switch. Not enough connection. The chase is on, and the chase will be in vain. Cheeky and effective from the captain, of course, Didier Ndikugwimana, as he crosses 1,000 runs in T20 internationals.
Look at that, what a way to get to 1,000 T20 international runs. Reverse sweep it away, knowing it's a vacant region, and you pick up an easy boundary. They're making light work of this chase. They've used the power play restrictions to their advantage, as they should. Punched. Terindo Pereira. The throw is off. Almost a chance of a run out, but good fielding effort nonetheless. It's 9 overs done. It'll be 62 for no loss for Rwanda.
It looks like there's one more ball left in his second over. Full ball this time round ends up yoking himself, but lucky enough, doesn't get all the way to the stumps. And that should be it. The end of the 9th over. It is a 63 for naught. Looking very solid are these two batsmen at the crease.
$62 for no loss after 9. Looking solid. You do say it's a great partnership that they have had. But when we look at over by over scenario comparing the two teams, Botswana was 73 for the loss of 1. So you would just feel that they are fairly at the same place. They're going about this business in a similar manner. Just that Botswana had lost their first wicket. Cutler picked being introduced into the attack from the airport end. Too short, but quick enough. And left arm choosing to come around the wicket. Cuts away. That's neatly timed. Not a runaway for 4. Magnificent piece of timing from Didier Ndikubimwana. Moves into the 30s now.
A very lovely shot there on the replay. Giving him with short ball, creating room to beat that fielder at point, Silas. And runs away to the boundary. Much needed boundary from these two. Both of them move to the 30s. Shot again, very good punch on the back foot. Using the full face of the bat is Didier, the captain.
Botswana need a wicket here. That's the only way that they can stop this charge from Rwanda. They're going pretty well. They need to pick a wicket or two here to sort of bring things back. Not like that. You cannot pick wickets like that. They're pushing for two and they come back. Good running from Rwanda.
Indeed, good running from these two youngsters at the crease. The running between the wickets has been tremendous, and I love the fact that they've managed to pick up the short deliveries and the looseners to hit them over the ropes. Of course, led by that man there, 37, looking very composed at the crease. Shot again, driven powerfully on the back foot, beats that fielder at covers, Karabo, the captain. And they will keep the scoreboard ticking at these two. They know their wickets have been very costly in the last two games. Taking matters into their hands at these two, Oscar Manishimwe alongside Didier Ndikubimwana, making sure they don't leave a lot of runs for the middle order batsmen. They know they've been struggling with the middle order batsmen to contribute for their side. Soft hands again. I tried to sneak in a single. And who will be very happy for that dot ball is Cattle Pate to end over number 10. Halfway stage of the chase. It is 71 for naught.
It's 10 overs done. 71 for no loss. Pretty well placed is Rwanda. Have a look at the two worms there. By this time, Botswana, they had two bumps on that worm. But meanwhile, the one for Rwanda, smooth sailing. Just keeping close to that one. That's all you need to do. Neck and neck they are, but without losing a wicket. So Botswana will feel that they might just be falling behind here. While Rwanda, definitely they can feel that they have all their wickets in hand, leading into the last 10. They are well placed, needing 67 from 60 deliveries.
Indeed, they are in desperate need of a wicket. Is Team Botswana, as you see, a little bit of chat there from the captain Karabo, trusting his experienced player there, Tarindu Pereira, believing him to see if he can break this partnership as soon as possible. Halfway the stage with 10 wickets back in the dugout. You must feel for Team Botswana here. They need a wicket or two. They need a magical spell from one of the bowlers.
Magical spell they need. Going back to stats, out of the previous 5 times that these two teams have met, Botswana have only won 1. Rwanda have won 3. In those 3 that they've won the last 2. That's in June of 2023, and they would want to make it 3 in a row. Slow delivery, just clipped off the legs. They're pushing for 2. Takes the chance. The throw, well off. And they comfortably come back.
A very good running between the wickets. Again from these two. Not a bad way to start from Tarindu Pereira, knowing that these two are loving the ball, coming very quick to the ball, to the bat. Cutting off the pacer, and luckily he balled it into the pads of Oscar Manishimwe, who picked up 2 runs to add to the total, and he moves to the 40s. Change of pace again and flicked finer, but this time round straight to the field, make that 3 runs off his first 2 deliveries.
Performance by Rwanda pretty much better than in their previous 2 games. I'll be hoping that this will be a change in fortune going forward in the tournament. Nothing like a good boost of morale when you do things well. Not that I'm saying that they're going to win, but I'm just saying that if things do go their way, it will definitely amp the spirits in the camp.
Pulls out from his run-up is Terindo Pereira. Talking about the stats, that young man, the captain Didier, 21-year-old, 76 matches for his country to get to that 1,000 runs internationally in T20s. What a gem of a player he is.
Quick single taken. Shows the confidence that this pair has in their heels. Their fielders that are well placed, just close, but they are taking the chance. Running hard for already from the first 3 deliveries. Bit by bit, they're chipping away. And this total. Sometimes I'm just wondering, where was this side of Rwanda in their first 2 games?
I'll tell you, Eli, when you look at the way these two have batted, this is their 3rd game. They've looked to be batting on a different pitch compared to the rest of the batsmen in the Rwandan side. They've had, of course, a partnership of 20 plus. They had yesterday a very good partnership that didn't last long again. But today they've decided to take matters into their hands. Make sure they do the damage up front. Of course, Orkide is back into the side. Eric Dusingizima now. They have the likes of the young Izai, who has also scored a 30. And young Daniel Gumusenge. You would feel they're one step away. Flaked away this time round. Beats the fielder Moluki, who chips in a diver. They keep the scoreboard ticking.
Taking away, chipping away. That's what they're doing right now. The required run rate is now below the scoring rate. Required is 6.6 and they're scoring at 7.1. The first time there's that exchange between what's required and what they're getting. The currency in this business of T20 is wickets when you're defending. You can only get back into it when you pick up wickets. When you don't, you are in a deficit. Your GDP will be suffering. Play straight again. They'll pick up 1.
Lovely shot again downtown from Didier Ndikubwimana. Not giving a single chance to the opposition side. Shows you how well composed they are. Of course, they would love to convert these stats into the 50s or even carry their team to a victory. They are desperate to get a victory at these two sides. Not enough timing on that occasion. And with that dot ball, he starts off with an over of 6 runs. Is Terindo Pereira. It is 77 for naught after 11. There you see the partnership, 77 of 66. Contribution of 42 from Oscar Manishimwe and Didier the captain, 34 of 31.
Looking good and looking set. Looking to blossom this partnership. Over by over comparison, Botswana, they were 11 runs better. They were on 88. But unfortunately, they had lost 2 wickets. Something that Rwanda can smile that they still have all of their wickets still intact. It doesn't matter how much noise Botswana are making in the field. Rwanda, they seem to have earplugs. Chipping away like that easily. Just working the singles, doing the job. And then they'll punish when they're given with an offer.
Moloki changing ends coming from the airport end. You would feel like he is the man with experience to try and see if they can break this partnership. Goes downtown, catches the call. Straight as you like. Straight to the side screener. Capture it, frame it, says Oscar Manishimwe. Just 2 runs shy of that half century.
Great extension of the arms on that one. Getting to the pitch of that delivery was the key. A huge long stride and hitting it through the line. And it went all the way for 6. Oscar Manishimwe. 2 runs away from a half century.
What a gem of a player he's been. Oh, what a shot on the back foot. Plays it down to Longon for yet another single, and he moves to 49 of 38. Is Oscar Manishimwe. Always leading from the front.
Karabo Mutlanka still diving around, still searching for that first breakthrough. Which of his bowlers will have the wickets to unlock the wickets column of Rwanda? Up in the air, could this be it? Fielder under it. Vino makes a meal of it. Oh my. What's looked like the simplest of catches. There's no way he can look up in the air. There's no sun. He's got shades on. Plenty to see. Had enough the time to get under it. But however, couldn't close his hands in time. In fact, he closed them too quickly. Venu, what have you done?
Not sure why that man Vino is looking into the skies. There is no sun whatsoever here at Gahanga International Cricket Ground. Putting on one of the expensive shades. What have you done? You just mentioned that. Dropping Didier Ndikubwimana. There you see the way they've been moving. Team Rwanda getting closer to that 10 run and over. Moving forward in the chase.
Yeah, Manhattan's there matching each other. Punch for punch. That's how it's going here. Slower delivery through the air. Punch down for one. And that will be the single to take him to 50. And the 50 comes off 39 deliveries. Oscar Manishimwe has a strike rate of 128. He struck 4 fours and 2 sixes to get to that half century. A brilliant piece of batting.
Oh, what a jab of a player. Not trying to overhit that full toss from Tarindu Pereira, knowing he has to get to that milestone of 50 of 39. The job is not yet done. He knows that is Oscar Manishimwe. Rocks back on the back foot there. Ends up cramping room for himself is Didier Ndikubwimana.
Half century number 4 of the tournament. Coming through from Oscar Manishimwe and does it in great time. 39 deliveries. An innings where we have seen some sublime touches. Where you just see that he's been a magnificent player. Finding the right time to find form. Pulled away. Just be one. The picture that Rwanda is painting right now is one whereby it will tell you that form books or even rankings, they really do not matter. Botswana ranked number 50, while Rwanda, coming into this encounter, they're ranked number 63, 13 places down. But they're making light work of the 138 that Botswana put up.
Change of pace again. Listen to the sound of the blade from Oscar Manishimwe as he hits a massive 6. Picking up, of course, that slow delivery of Pereira. Make that the second maximum of this chaser. He is in a hurry, of course.
Have a look. In the zone, in the arc. Sweet timing. Onto the grass bank. Wherever you look at it, that went many a mile with the wind that carried it all the way. That should be around 70-meter 6, if I'm not mistaken. Worked to leg side. Now before, back-to-back boundaries. 10 runs of 2 deliveries. Tarindu Pereira being put under the pump. 14 runs off the over. Look at that again. Too short. Nothing off the deck. Set up nicely. The 100 comes up for Rwanda with a boundary. They now need 37 from 43. 101 for non-loss. Could this be Quick single taken. And I held myself back was saying, could this be the first 10-wicket victory we're seeing in the tournament? Might be speaking too soon because this is T20 cricket. Things can just change. You only need 10 good deliveries for things to change around.
It won't be that, but I'll tell you, this is the first time we've seen a 100 partnership in the ILT20 Continental Cup, powered by Fancode, courtesy of Didier Ndikubwimana and Oscar Manishimwe. Standing still out there in the middle. Short ball, soft hands again. He's sneaking for once again another single to bring us to the end of the 13th over. It is 104 for naught, moving at 8 runs and over. Look at that required run rate of just under 5.
100-run partnership. To be exact, it's 104 from 78, 62 from Oscar Manishimwe. Didier Ndikubwimana chipping in with 39 from 36. They are working their magic. They're finding the right time to kick into form. And they'll be hoping that this will only speak volumes of the talent that they have and the amount of work that they're chipping in from their coaches and everyone.
Oh, you'd feel for the batsmen out there in the dugout.
The worm, Rwanda, going over Botswana. This is where you get a feeling that things are starting to change. This is where Botswana, they lost their 3rd wicket and their worm took a deep, but meanwhile Rwanda is escalating. In the meantime, it'll be spin into play. Moloki Moketsi being brought back into the attack to bowl his last of his allotted 4.
A little bit, of course, expensive from the experienced Moloki. Oh, beast the outside edge on that occasion. Starts off threatening the outside edge is Moleki. Not many times we see him go wicketless. He is a fighter of himself.
Moleki is bowled well. If you take a look at his figures, 3 overs, he went for 21, just will be around the 7 mark. They bowling in the right areas, asking questions. But it's not just a solitary performance that you need. You need a team effort. It's been everybody else, and that has been failing. It's you, Bob, who I was with earlier on in the innings. Do you remember what I said? Botswana left how many runs out there?
Close to 35 runs, Eli.
Yeah, if they had 50 plus more, they would be better. But however, it's looking like that 130 mark is not enough.
4 back-to-back dot balls. You would feel a big shot is coming from the young Didier Ndikubwimana. Tidy over, it is turning out to be. There you go, driven powerfully down the grounder. But there's protection in the deep. Alfred Dukas it off to only 1 run. Allowing now the man who is in on form, Oscar Manishimwe. He's been watching those 5 deliveries from the other end. He is on 62.
Yeah, 62 it is. Strike rate of 147. The captain Didier is almost striking at 100.
Backed away on the back foot.
It'll be 1 bounce and 4. That's the longer side. In fact, that's the first 6 in that direction. The first time someone is taken on that 75-meter boundary and clears it. What power is this? Rocked on the back foot. Ample time to hit it way over. That'll be more than the 75 meters. That should be around 80. My word. What a way to end the 14th over. That'll be 1-1-1 for no loss after 14.
What a way to end his spell, of course. Spoiling his figures is the young Oscar Manishimwe. 3 sixes so far in this innings. Cruising to the victory is Team Rwanda. Goes on the back foot and leaves it alone is Didier Ndikubwimana, who moves to 40 after facing, of course, 42 deliveries. Calls for a hip shot, but doesn't get enough timing on that occasion. Cattle Pate, of course, changing ends. Can it bring fortune to him and pick up a wicket?
And trying at different strategies. Katlapay trying to go wicket to wicket straight as possible. But what he doesn't need to do is to pitch it up into the arc there.
Into the pads are flicked away as easy as you like. Are these two picking up easy wickets and easy runs and doubles? I'll tell you a funny fact here. These two young men out there in the crease are coming back of a very successful tournament with the bat, of course. Didier being the best batter in the emerging invitational tournament alongside Oscar Manishima being the second with 154 runs. It shows you how consistent these youngsters have been. They've been a joy to watch. Make things look very easy. Here's the outside edger. They say fortune favors the braver. Chase is on by Vino. And the chase will be in vain. Everything is touching now. Is turning out to be goal is Oscar Manishimwe as he moves to 72 of 44.
Now when it's your day, it's just your day. A thickest outside edge there. Katlapay well wins at that one. But however, what will hurt is that it's not Vinu Balakrishna's day. Dropped a catch, failed to bring that one back in. .8 is how they're going at. They need to be going at 4.2. Oh, again. Another opportunity. Fortuitous. You would say, as Oscar, it's just his day. Doesn't matter what he's doing. Whether it's coming off the middle or the outside edge of the bat, he'll still get runs. Have a look at that again. Slashing at that one hard. The diving effort is just to show you that even if I had gone for it, I wouldn't get there. 15 overs done. It's 118 for no loss for Rwanda. The Manhattans, this is where the difference is. The middle order period where Botswana struggled to score. But however, Rwanda, they keep motoring at the same rate. They haven't really taken the foot off the pedal. They have two huge Manhattans where they went around 16 runs and over. Meanwhile, Botswana, it was only one, that one, the third over, where they went for more than 17 runs. That's the difference in this innings.
And of course, with that half century over, that young man, 22 years of age, Oscar Manishimwe, make that 6 half centuries to his name, having played only 67 matches. With the highest, of course, of 79 not out. Looks like he's trying to break his record of the highest score in T20 eyes. 118 for not after 15. And the captain goes back to the paceman.
Oh, why not? If the opportunity is there for a personal milestone, you go for it. But they always say, put the team first. Buemo Kumalo back in the attack to finish off his allotted 4. Tight call, tight run. Even I, from the comfort of the commentary box, I'm not too sure. The umpire will always give the benefit to the batter.
You mentioned it earlier, Eli. If it's not your day, it's not your day. Even the best fielders, like Katlapay and Silas, are fumbling in the field. It shows you how they've been put under the pump by these two solid batsmen, Oscar Manishimwe and Didier Ndikuvgimana. Of course, the team earlier asked them to give them a start, and they've made sure they've cut away powerfully this time round. There's a fielder in the deep who can only play second fiddle. Iza Terindu Pereira, and that's Oscar Manishimwe for you. Dealing in boundaries, trying to finish this as soon as possible.
Great piece of timing and placement as well. He didn't even move an inch after playing that shot. He knew exactly where he played it. And he knew that was 4 from the time it left his bat. Now he'll be looking to go over and get a new personal best. Well, stop there. That'll hurt. No ball for Buemo Kumalo. That extra desire for a touch more of pace. He pays for it. And then it'll be a free hit.
They go with that long stride. Very good call indeed from the umpire NSC Habib, all the way from Nigeria. You can't be balling these freebies at this particular stage of the game.
Oh, you can't get away with it. With NSC Habib's side, he will have a great look at it. Wide. Still, it'll be a no ball. And he has to bowl that one again. Trying to stay away from the arc of Oscar Manishimwe, who's looking to punish you, you would say.
Free hit coming. Oscar Manishim on strike. Change of pace. And he's another wide. What are you doing, Mr. Bomo?
Well, the target is an outside off stump Yorker there, but it's going too wide. He knows that if he moves just any inch towards off stump, Oscar Manishimwe will gladly open his hands, or he'll have the freedom to go hard at it, but that's what happens with the no ball. Let's see, will he change the strategy this time? Slow one, times it, he creams it, and he goes all the way for 6. It doesn't matter whether you're taking pace off or pace on, you're still going the distance. Paying the price of going a touch more on that step of a no ball.
Oh, what a player he is, Oscar Manishimwe. This time round, taking a little shimmy, getting to the reach of the ball, allowing him to free his arms. And the ball, guess what, had enough venom to go all the way for a maximum, make that 4 sixes. And he is one hit away, is Oscar Manishimwe, to get his team over the line into the pads outside edge, straight to the fielder at third man. He moves to 85. The best figures for Oscar Manishimwe in international T20 cricket. Only 5 runs to get for Team Rwanda to register their first win. Yet to lose a wicket. What a chase this has been. Phenomenal efforts with the bat from Didier Ndikubwimana and Oscar Manishimwe. Soft hands again from the young Didier Ndikubwimana, allowing Oscar Manishimwe to take the show, knowing he just needs only 4 runs. Can this be the moment? Only 1 ball to go in the 15th over, 16th over, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, there's an opportunity to finish this off in style. The last review of the 16th over. And also, you need one big one to get your team over the line. Safer route taken. Playing the ball on its merit. Wiser deal. No need to take any risky shots. You're just now 3 runs away. End of the 16th. That worm soaring up, picking up pace, picking up momentum. A smooth snake going up. It doesn't have any bumps or lumps on it. A healthy one. And that is the worm of Rwanda.
Just only needing only 3 runs, you would feel they've done the damage, is Team Rwanda.
Yeah, they've done pretty well. And they did well with the ball. They came back from a team that was set well, that was Botswana. They went on the halfway mark in their innings. 10 overs, they were 80 for the loss of 2, but then they crumbled in the next 10 overs.
Cut away powerfully. 2 is the call. They're running very hard, taking on the arm of the fielder in the deep. And they will make it in time. Scores are levels at the moment. A round of applause, of course, from the dugout. The crowd is up on their feet. They know how big this win is in this tournament. They needed to stay alive. And oh boy, without losing a wicket, I would say, without breaking much sweat from the Rwandan batsman. Led, of course, by Oscar Manishimwe, and the captain plays it on the back foot. What a way to clinch the first victory in the second edition of the ILT20 Continental Cup, powered by Fancode.
Massive win, a great statement to make for a side that comes the lowest ranked in this whole entire tournament, ranked at number 63, but they pick up a win, beating the team ranked number 50. Rwanda win by a massive 10 wickets, 138 for no loss in 16.2 overs. That's a big statement that they make. They might have failed against Uganda and Nigeria, but however, they're looking to try and turn their fortunes in this tournament. Handshakes, but I tell you what, there will be a happier team or a happier dugout, and that is Rwanda.
Led, of course, with that man there, shot number 18 with the highest score in the tournament so far. Not out with his captain. You might feel for Team Rwanda. It was a very good toss to win. Of course, given the conditions early in the morning, overcast conditions, making sure they had a very decent start is Team Botswana, and the way they came back with, of course, those 2 wickets from Eric Kubgimana and Zappi Menyimana to slow down the rate and making sure they restricted Team Botswana to 137, making it very easy. A walk in the park, I would say, here for Team Rwanda to register their first win, make that 4 wins against Team Botswana.
Now they make it 4. That's Rwanda's betting cut. What can you say about that? Didier Ndugubimwana, 43 from 47. He took a back seat, but he was also up there. However, it will be Oscar Manishimwe's 89 from 52. Everybody else, they took their pads off, took a rest.
There you see the bowling chart, of course. A very good economy there from Alfred. Wicketless for his 3 overs. Didn't finish his allotted overs. And a very expensive over from Karabo, the captain, that made sure these two got the momentum right after the power play. Over 16 runs. That's where they switched on. And that should be the match summary of match day 3, game number 5 between Botswana and Rwanda. Of course, Alia Munro registered his first half century of 40 balls. A very good contribution from Tarindo, 33 of 32. And Karabo once again contributing with the bat, 26 of 21. And Eric Kubgimana being brought back into the side, picking up 2 wickets. And there you see the standings.
Standings as they are. Uganda top the table. They have 2 and 2. They'll be in action just a little bit later versus Nigeria, who are placed in second. It's just a matter of net run rate. We will see this one. Top of the table clash, as it is called. But Rwanda, they pick up their first win. They will move to number 3. They were at bottom there, but they now have a win. 2 points to the table, and they reduce that net run rate to minus 1.8. It was minus 3 earlier on in the day. Good start, good play from Rwanda in this one. Do stand by as we will be heading downstairs for the post-match presentation. But also stick around for this top of the table clash coming to you at 1:45 p.m. I don't know where you are in the world, but that's the time that it will start here locally at the Gahanga Cricket Ground, where it's the ILT20 Continental Cup powered by Fancode. Nigeria taking on Uganda. That's the next big encounter that we have on the cards. We throw it to Davis Karashani, who's out there for the post-match presentation. Do stand by.
Check microphone. Welcome to the post-match presentation of this particular fixture. It is the ILT20 Continental Cup powered by Fancode. Allow me to take this opportunity first and foremost to thank Rwanda Cricket Association together with ITW Universe who have put this tournament together. We also want to thank ILT20 who are our title sponsors together with partners like Fancode and Sports Eye. But before I get into the man of match presentation itself, just to give you a few details, is that Rwanda won the toss in this particular fixture and they opted to bowl first. A decision, in my opinion, that made a difference. They managed to skittle out Botswana for 137 and made a light chase of what turned out to be a record. You'd say they did not lose a single wicket as they hunted that down in 15 overs. And before we get there, some notable performances, you would say, for Botswana. The youngster Klasman managing to get 60 in that particular first inning. However, yet again, there were contributions from Tarindu Pereira. He got 33. But a notable contribution from the captain of Rwanda, managed to get just over 40 in that trenches. But the man of the match, and right before I mention him, allow me to speak to the losing captain, Karabo Motlanka, please. Yet again, commiserations in this particular one. Today, one thing happened. You were not able to win the toss. But unfortunately for you, you were tasked to bat out today. And you actually did well. Any particular reason when you look at it in hindsight, what else you could have done?
To be honest, I think our nickname should be the halfway boys because we do half the game well. Usually it's been with our bowling, but now it was with our batting. But to be honest, I think as the captain, I take full responsibility because I'm also not finishing my dinner. So maybe the team is just taking on from me.
Just any particular positives you pick up? I know you've lost 3 games in a row, but what positives do you want to take going forward in the tournament?
I think when we do play well in patches, it's good enough to win a game. We're just not doing the good things for long enough.
Well, best of luck in the tournament going forward. Allow me to invite Didier Ndukubimwana, captain of Rwanda, who have picked up their first victory in the tournament. Congratulations to you first and foremost. Very good, well done in the knock there. Any particular things you think that made a difference today?
Yeah, I will start by bowling. We didn't start very good. The attackers in the power play, but I like the way we bounced back in the last overs.
The spinners obviously made a difference for you. Emil Ruchiriza together with Adil Mohammed. Any particular words of wisdom you gave them?
Yeah, I told them to pace off, to bowl slow balls, then it worked.
Congratulations to you. Moving forward, best of luck. And right before I mention the man of the match, there will be a person awarding this particular individual. Please make your way. And as he makes his way, allow me mention the man of the match, a gentleman who was the one half of the opening stand. Oscar Manishiwe managed to get 89 of 52 balls. He is our man of the match of this particular fixture. Oscar, just a few words right before you leave. Very well batted there. It was a clinical knock, you would say. You guys, the two of you managed to basically make light work of that 137. Any particular words of wisdom that your coaches and captains gave you before you went in?
Yeah, it was keeping it simple and being positive on the wicket. Yeah.
You guys were a totally different side from yesterday. Today you came out very positively, showed a lot of intent, picked up 2 crucial points in the tournament, but also picked up very important international points moving forward. How do you think this will be able to give you momentum moving forward?
Yeah, it's all about keeping it simple and staying positive. But again, knowing the plan, reading the scoreboard when you are chasing, making sure that you are on good required run rate, and trying to do what is needed here.
Thank you very much. A man of few words, Oscar Manishiwe is. And please stay tuned. And in the afternoon, we will be having the next clash, top of the table clash, Uganda up against Nigeria.